Is it sane? Is it possible? Still I ask myself, are we, am I? Our game is not logical, but you contemplate, are we, am I?
Yeah, let's go, baby! 4 games left on the schedule for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and then we'll actually get to stream some games that matter. The Toronto Maple Leafs and the Washington Capitals, both out of it. I think there's a couple of things to watch for tonight. We can get to that in a second. But ladies and gentlemen, it is so nice to have you here on this Wednesday night. It's already Wednesday night. Can you believe that? And what's cool about this, I think, personally, is that we got a pretty sweet race to watch in the playoffs. We're going to scoreboard watch all night tonight. And it's Alexander Ovechkin's potentially last game in Toronto. Now, in 30 career games in Toronto, this man has 25 goals. He loves Toronto. And boy, did he love kicking our ass, especially early on in his career where the Toronto Maple Leafs sucked. Now that they're back to sucking, he can go back to ass kicking. And I'm kind of curious about whether or not this Protas line is for real. So I don't know if you know this. Alexi Protas, who is a great player for the Capitals, has a brother named Ilya Protas, who was also drafted by the Capitals. Ilya Protas spent all this year in the AHL and finally got the call up. He is, I think, the top rookie scorer in the AHL this year, and I think he's top 5 or top 6 of like in scoring generally in the AHL this year. So he's getting called up. He's going to get a look. And the two of these guys, I think Ilya is 6'5", 225. I think Alexi is 6'5", 250. And then Tom Wilson is apparently also playing on their line. This is if the rumors are to be believed. Tom Wilson, who's 6'4" and 225. So they're calling it, and I don't know if you already saw this, the 700-pound line, which is just awesome. What a great name. And I hope it actually happens. Big shout out to you all for being here. I'm very excited. It's going to be fun. And Francois Labelle, big shout out to you. Said just watching the STP before the game, the Habs Zamboni should be a train locomotive. Choo choo. Yes, it should. I agree. For anybody that hasn't watched the STP, well, you don't know that. You don't get that one yet, but you will. Trust me. Francois Labelle also dropping Fighting for Love. Super chats. We got Butcher 705, so no Pizzetta for the 700-pound line. Yikes. Listen, if they were going to play Pizzetta, it's not like they'd play Pizzetta. They have no problem dressing Pizzetta. They have problems shifting Pizzetta on the ice. For whatever reason Berube is just not a fan. Crash Test Feed has heard the Leafs are going to hire Francis. Choo choo. They are dumb if they do. Listen, I've been dogging Ron Francis, since I think he messed up Seattle's expansion. I think he was awful on that. And that team has really never recovered. They went to the playoffs once, got to the second round, and that is it. They picked up the NHL's hottest player at the trade deadline in Bobby McMahon. And what have they done? Won 3 games. It's, I don't know, man. I think that they're just not good. I think they're not well run. No thanks for Ron Francis in Toronto. For me, Freak 88, here for the last time the Great 8 may ever play in Scotiabank. True that. Ovi's been playing here so long, it was Air Canada Center. Sloopins 982, so glad we get to see Will Villeneuve. You don't, but I'll tell you why. Hames and Villeneuve were sent down, by the way, just so in case you guys missed it. But it was because the Toronto Marlies needed to play this morning at 10:45 to clinch a playoff spot. They have since clinched that playoff spot, and the thinking is one or both will be up tomorrow. We think Luke Hames is going to be, at very least, in the lineup for tomorrow night's game, which will be great. Remember, it's the second half of a back-to-back tomorrow, so they're going to need some fresh legs. Wes Richard, Daddy Wes, dropping 10 SDPN memberships. That's how we get started right. And I'm pretty pumped about tonight's game. We get to see Alexander Ovechkin play hockey. Who knows how many more times? We get to see the Pro Tie play together for the first time. And to be honest with you, I haven't even checked what the Leafs lineup is, but I do have some great news. Today, I got the chance to interview Mr. Philip Danault from the Montreal Canadiens, and I did it with Alan Walsh, who was his agent. Kind of convenient, right? And I'll be honest with you. Some player interviews, you're like, nah, I'm not sure. Phil Danault is really cool, and you're going to really like Phil Danault. And you got to wait for the moment that I bring up the Toronto-Montreal series in 2021. Because I say to him, I'm like, Phil, I'm a Leaf fan. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And that's how the whole segment starts. It's going to be out tomorrow. I cannot wait for you to watch this. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. Freak 811, are other teams giving you trouble? Do you need someone to represent you on the ice with beef? Call the Protest Wilson Protoss line today. Yeah, you know what? That's what it's going to be. Shay 0102. Okay, I got to ask. What's the history you have with the New Jersey Devils? Like, I know you called them effing garbage one year, but what is the real history? The real history, did I call them garbage? Well, they hadn't made the playoffs, and then I think they made me look like a fool because they won the division, even though I said they weren't a good team. So I got super tight and revealing Devils pajamas and strapped them to my thick bod and threw it out on the podcast with Steve and Jesse. And the Devils since then have regressed to exactly what I thought they were. I'm kidding. Actually, I think they've got a great young core, but they're going to have to do something. Butcher 705 says, get Walshy to get some of his clients on the Leafs. Amen. I know. Ostino says, apparently the Maple Leafs might be looking at Kevin Adams. No thanks. I don't know about Kevin Adams. I think maybe if Kevin Adams comes in as like an AGM, okay, maybe, but I don't think they're seriously considering him as the GM. It is a Bally bet stream tonight, which is going to be fun. So, listen, we're going to get the odds on the screen. Maddie's going to throw them up. It's a Bally Bet Wednesday night, kids. That means we're going to play Final 20 for your chance at $400 to spend Get yourself a jersey. Get yourself some. Maybe you're a New Jersey Devils fan. Maybe you need to get yourself some gear. I'm just saying. You should do it. Shez0102 says you literally tweeted that at me. Well, if I tweeted that the Devils are garbage, I must have meant it at the time, but they weren't garbage. They turned out to be pretty darn great. Now, here we go with the opening face-off on your Bally Bet Wednesday night, and it's Mr. John Tavares winning the face-off draw. Ovechkin is out there as well. Easton Cowan is out there too. You know, I got to say, I am kind of excited to see how these guys go. Protas, Wilson. It is the first line on the ice. Hell yeah. Or second line on the ice. Hell yeah. Let's go. Bring it, boys. It's an icing right off the top. And here comes Tavares with Nylander and Cowan. Ref fake dropping the puck as if this game actually matters. You know, if the refs were smart, they'd be like, what the hell? Who cares? Let's not call any penalties and go home early. Go for a beer at the bar later. As a Devils fan, I'm begging us not to have Jake Markstrom next season. Man, Jake Markstrom giveth and Jake Markstrom taketh away. I don't know what the bets are for Jake Markstrom, but yikes. Yikes. Pretty bad. And I got to tell you, I'm kind of excited about seeing these new Leafs tomorrow too. If Villeneuve and Hames get in tomorrow, I think that's pretty cool. For some reason, Craig Berube has just been completely against playing them. I don't understand it. Puck's in the corner. And look at this. Don Tavares, almost intercepts it at the blue line. Jake McCabe is the only man back randomly. We are still not even a minute into this game. Cowan throws it down. Van Riemsdyk to grab it. Jello, it's me. Adam, have you heard about Mark Janko? I want him for the Kings if everybody is just effing around for the fun. I do not know anything about Mark Janko. Should I? Silent Rob, Markstrom definitely had a rough year, but they were ass in front of him last night. Yeah, I think that's fair. Francois Labelle, go hockey, go. Who are you guys cheering for? I am cheering for the Washington Capitals to win this game tonight. Rasmus Sandin, Timothy Liljegren. I'm sure that's got to feel good for them. Also, are there any Caps fans in the house tonight? I know Liljegren's not in the lineup, but it's a win anyway for him. How's he been? Jello, it's me. I'm manifesting Cody Ceci to the Canucks. We get 15 times better if he gets off the roster. There's a Kings fan for you. Cody Ceci is the most frustrating player, I think, for any fan anywhere. Every team that has him, they're like, what is it with this guy? And GMs just love him. Love him. Matt Roy, who turned down an offer, by the way, to go to the Leafs. Leafs ended up instead with Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Not that nice shot. Not that Matt Roy is a bad player, but I think the Leafs did okay there. A lot less money, and they've squeezed the last little bit out of Oliver Ekman-Larsson's career. I don't know if you guys heard this. He is the Leafs nominee for the Masterton this year, which I think is quite the honor. Tyson Barnett, the game. Big save, and I think, Stolarz is down, and he's really down. Did that hit him in the balls? Butcher 705 tried the new Whopper and onion rings today, 9.2 out of 10. Well, there you go. What happened to Stolarz? He was in pain. Is that a groin pull or is that a puck to the balls? Oh. I hope it's not a groin strain. I mean, if it is, then he's done for the year. I hope it's just the balls. Because you can fix the balls easier than you can fix a pulled groin, believe it or not. I mean, I hope it's not the balls in the sense that, that sucks and that hurts. But What happened here? So they're playing the replay. Oh, no. That might be a knee, guys. Oh, no. Yeah. Oh, boy. That is not good. Anthony Stolarz, an injury-riddled season. That looks like the knee. That's the knee. Oh, I feel for him. Oh, my God. That really sucks. Yeah. That'll be curtains for Anthony on his season. That's the last we will see of him. Jeez. I feel really bad for Stolarz, but man, he like he's had knee troubles his whole career. Oh, and he's in real pain there. I'm just looking at the yeah, that's knee or groin. Has to be, right? Oh, okay. In comes Joseph Wall. Shit. Here's the thing with Stolarz too. Like, he has overcome so much in his career, and I I think that you can't help but respect that. Like I really like his attitude. I like that he's like don't F around. He's played well towards the end of this season. Um and it's just a shame to see him go down like that again. Oh, that's just sad because he's a guy you root for, and he finally gets the big contract this year, which doesn't kick in till next season, by the way. And it's been a disaster year. I mean, the Leafs have been a disaster this year, but we'll see Stolarz again in September. Like that's it. And yes, we could be looking at an e-bug situation if Wool goes down too. Listen, this is where I go, and this might be too early to have this conversation, but since this is an intermittent environment, I want you guys to remember this. When somebody says the Leafs should trade a goalie because they'll get something for him, number one, no, they won't. Goalies never get anything. Number two, you guys are aware, oh, that's a too many men call on the Caps on the ice there. Number two, the um, the fact of the matter is Joseph Wall and Anthony Stolarz get injured a lot. They both do. I have yet to see a season from either of them where they've come through completely healthy. Not one between the two of them. So if you want to trade one of those two guys and to make room for Hildeby, you're not going to get anything back. I think the smart play is play three goalies next year until such time as you make a decision on who your two best guys are. That's what I think it's got to be. I just don't think you can trust that these two guys are going to be healthy, and I also don't think you want to get rid of Hildeby because it looks like he's ready. So I don't know. It's a tough spot that they're going to be in, but that's the next GM's problem. John Bernstein says, "Cheer up, Adam. At least the Bruins will have our 6th overall pick." John, it just keeps getting better, buddy. Francois Lebel, ball grippers, too soon? Not too soon. It's okay. We can get a little dark humor here today. That just sucks, though. Because honestly, Anthony Stolarz and I think Scott Lawton this year were my two favorite Leafs because they always have the right attitude and they're always fighting and they never give up no matter how bad the game goes. I love those two players. I hope Lawton comes back this summer. He hasn't ruled it out. But Stolarz, that just sucks. Martin says, "Are you in?" We are not in. Nobody is in. Butcher says 705, new Adam quote unlocked. I hope it's just the balls. I did hope it was just the balls. Speedy V, Costco gravy is literally the world's best gravy. Woo! Well, at least we have that. Maybe Stoli can have some of that. Maybe we can all have some of that, comfort ourselves. Listen, I was talking to Maddie, who's doing our stream today. Maddie, the Mad Dog, and obviously, I believe Robert's on the stream too, right, Maddie? Yeah, so Maddie and Robert. Oh, Michelli is in. Oh, nice little pass by Domi there. I believe that we are going to be doing some games that matter here soon, and I'm really excited for that. Joseph Wall makes his first save of the game on the same pad and almost the same save that Anthony Stolarz got injured on. Do I have PTSD? Maybe a little. Maybe a little. Francois Labelle, are you out? Choo-choo! Yeah. I'm serious. Yo, Francois, you're going to love this Philip Deneau interview tomorrow. I'm telling you. Freak 811, the only time you get anything for a goalie is if they are unreal, and then you're not even trading them. That's right. Like, if you look at what Linus Ullmark, who was coming off a Vezina trophy season, was traded for, even then, the Senators still moved Korpisalo's $4.5 million contract. There was a first-round pick involved, but he had just won the Vezina like a season before, and the Bruins were insane, and they were so good, and they're like, goalies never get anything. So whenever you see that printed in a newspaper or whatever, just remember what your old Uncle Adam told you. Goalies they're not worth much right now. That could change, but not right now. Butcher705, Speedy V has not been to a small-town hockey arena and had their gravy. Listen, small-town hockey arena gravy, we're not really even sure if it's considered gravy. It's just congealed brown stuff. But you're absolutely right. There's nothing like that smell once you get off the ice. And somebody's like friend's sister's got French fries, and you're like, oh, I'm so hungry. I want to crush some of that. Delicious. Big shot by Nylander. Good save by Tristan Thompson. Kind of a slow start tonight. Injury to Stolarz. Icing right off the top. Not really that much excitement happening right now. Jerma says, what happened to Stolarz? He was making a routine save, and it looks like he might have pulled something real bad, either in his groin or his knee. And he'd be lucky if it's just a pull. The way he reacted, that might be more like a snap. Freak 811, yep, and Flower from Vegas to Chicago. Yes, Marc-Andre Fleury won the Vezina, and the Golden Knights gave him to Chicago for future considerations. Mary Waltz, Adam, Kings are keeping Lawton. We love him. He loves Manhattan Beach. No, he will love Scarborough more. He will love Scarborough. That's where he needs to be, in Scarborough. Right? Maddie and I are from Scarborough. Woo! Oh, Tavares in front of the net. All right. Bro, you called him Tristan Thompson. I think you're thinking of Jari. That's true. It's not Tristan Thompson. You know what? Tonight he's Tristan Thompson. He's noted Brampton man, tips Tristan Thompson. That's what he is. That's so funny. I don't even know where that. You know what? I think what it was, when you see somebody get hurt like that, as much as you try to keep it light and fun, it throws you off. Like that never. I hate watching that. Somebody just asked what was in the coffee cup. Well, first off, nice little play by the Leafs. It's a noted Alan Walsh coffee cup, because I'm a noted Alan Walsh friend who drinks noted Alan Walsh coffee. And it is I was drinking an espresso. Oh, big shot by Ovi, his first of the game. 13 minutes to go in the first period. Riley collects the puck, gives it to Philip Myers. Philip Myers in 2026. Yep. Philip Myers, 2026. That's what we're doing. That's what's happening. Matthew Nyes carries the puck up. He's got Domi with him. And Robertson. Oh, no, that's Michelli. Excuse me. He looked like Robertson because they're almost the same sometimes. Michelli collects. Brings the puck to the blue line. Here we go. Michelli into Benoit. Benoit almost redirected a nice little one at Tristan Thompson. That's right. Tristan Thompson of Brampton, Ontario. Logan Thompson, Canadian Olympian. Freak 811, looking at how Stoli couldn't put weight on that left leg. I'm going to go with knee ligament. That sucks for him. That could be, I don't know if anybody's ever had a knee reconstructed. Oh, there's a high stick. Wow. Ryan Leonard is bleeding. And that is Domi. Oh, he gets him with the butt of the stick. Oof. Max, what are you doing? Offensive zone penalty? Are we serious? Those are the worst kinds of penalties. You can't take penalties like that in the offensive zone. Jeff, where is the e-bug before he joins the bench? I don't even know if he does join the bench. I think that he's just sitting in the crowd and then they go and get him, or he's sitting behind wherever. Terry says, Adam, Liljegren has only been in 3 games since coming to Washington and has 2 penalty minutes in that time. Wow. I was told for years in Toronto that he was great, and what I was seeing with my eyeballs was wrong. I believe this is going to be a 4-minute penalty for Domi, by the way, unless it's a roughing. But I would find it to be like he hit him with the butt end of the stick. It has to be not that, right? Nikesh says, hey, I wonder why no cap player went to that guy's defense. Because they knew that they were getting a pretty sweet penalty out of it, I think. Dawson says, I always confuse Michelli with Cowan because it's 53 and 63. I think the way that Michelli and Robertson skate, that's why I confuse them. They're both kind of water buggy, and they both, when they're pumping, they both kind of have that same sway back and forth thing going on. You know what I mean? That choppiness. Liam Milson. Only plus to the Stolarz injury is he will be one of only a couple of goalies to never let Ovechkin score on them. That's true. That's true. Stolarz has not allowed Ovechkin to score on him and did not tonight. Oh, man. Ovi made a great play to Beauvillier there, and he just fanned on it. Oh. The SDPN chat says, click like. Because you better. Otherwise, Robert's going to come to your house and threaten you. All right? He's going to come. Oh, Jake Chikrin did stand up for Ryan Leonard, by the way. This Domi thing, they're reviewing this. So the question is it the stick that hits Leonard in the face, or is it Domi's glove that hits him? And from the angle we saw, you can't really tell, but it does sort of feel like it could be the butt end of the stick. On the broadcast, they're saying it looks like the glove. And if it's just a glove to the face, then believe it or not, that's just a glove-on punch, and that'll only get you 2 minutes. The NHL is reviewing this. This is a weird first period, man. This is such a weird first period. Bizarro. So what are they doing? The refs are going to come out. They're going to talk to Tavares and Ovi, and then perhaps announce it to the crowd. Tavares does not seem upset by it. All right, here we go. So it's just the 2 minutes. Just the 2 minutes. Well, they got the call right. I got to say, I don't understand why the Leafs continue to play their good players. I don't know if you guys remember on the podcast in like mid-March, I was like, they should sit Matthews, they should sit Nylander, they should send all these guys home and all the best players home. And since then, we've had Matthews go down with a catastrophic knee injury, and it looks like tonight we had Stolarz go down with a catastrophic knee injury. I know that they want the Marlies to make the playoffs. I get that. But, like, you're telling me you couldn't get Hildeby some time up here, Akhtiamov, anybody? Death Eater 2771. Oh, what a shot. Strome put it off the side of the net. I'm going to get to you, Death Eater. Don't you worry. So it's Washington on the Domi penalty. Death Eater 2771 as the Capitals collect and bring it out of their zone. Adam, the Regiment have made it to round 2 of the QMJHL playoffs in their first year. Let's go, Regiment. Let's go, Reg. That would be in Newfoundland, where people lined up around the block to get season tickets there. That's how pumped Newfoundland was to get that team. I love it. Oh, what a save. Good save by Joseph Wall. I think that was a high shot by Ovechkin. Wall was shaking his head afterwards. He might have been hitting the mask. Strome, back out to Ovechkin. 58 seconds to go on the penalty. Down low to Strome. Out front. Protas lost it, and Matthew Nyes is going to get sort of a breakaway? No. But he doesn't have the knee power because Matthew Nyes has a knee injury, and it's been bugging him all year long. Strome gets the puck intercepted. 35 seconds to go on this penalty. Chychrun collects. Grew all over him. Bo Grew hanging around in the offensive zone. Out comes Ryan Leonard, the guy who drew the penalty. And by drew the penalty, I mean he received a punch to the mouth from Max Domi. Why did I say Ty Domi? And honestly, we all thought it was going to be 4 minutes. But, if you make someone bleed with your stick, it's 4 minutes. If you make someone bleed with your glove, it's only 2. The NHL, where things make sense. Pierre-Luc Dubois with it. Caps only get a shot on their last power play. Man, this Caps team last year to this year, kind of surprising, right? They were so good last year. Second round, they kind of walked Montreal in 5. I remember doing that stream for that series. It's kind of crazy. This year has been a wild year. The fact that the Philadelphia Flyers have climbed into the playoffs and might even compete a little bit with the Penguins for home ice advantage here at the end, it's crazy. Puck knocked out of the air by a Caps high stick. And that puck is whistled dead. Francois Lebel, what should I get for dinner? Top 3 choices. Unagi, eel. Unagi pokeball. A Portuguese chicken. Sushi, or your suggestion, everyone. Okay, first off, Portuguese chicken, outrageous. Sushi, outrageous. Pokeballs are also very good, but they're not my favorite. Can I suggest something? When's the last time you had a good greasy pizza? When was the last time you really, you dove deep and you're like, you know what? It's going to get nasty in here. You get something delicious, like a Pizza Hut, where it just, that deep dish pizza, oh, God. You know what I'm saying? Pizza Hut, every once in a while, you're like, I need to stuff my face. I need a stuffed crust Pizza Hut. Yeah, I guess we could. Now, let me just say this. All right? It's a Bally Bet Wednesday night stream. Now, if you download the Bally Bet app and register with the promo code Go to the Net, you make your first deposit. You choose a bet, okay? And you'll submit a wager of at least $10 when you do this, okay? If your bet wins, you're going to get a bonus based on the odds that you wagered. So, if it's odds greater than or equal to -500 and less than +300, you receive $50 in bonus bets. Odds greater than or equal to +300 and less than +900, you receive $200 in bonus bets. Odds greater than or equal to +900, receive $400 in bonus bets. Ladies and gentlemen, it's delicious. Join Bally today. Link is in the description below. Offer void in Canada. But if you're in Ontario, simply click the link in the description. Just click the link. Might be a surprise. Might be. Maybe. Francois Lebel says he had pizza this weekend. Then, buddy, I would go sushi. Absolutely. James says delicious and Pizza Hut should never be in the same sentence. James, what are you talking about? Okay, here's what I love too. Another pizza I love. I love myself some Boston pizza. Also love Domino's. I know not a lot of people are big Domino's fans. I'm talking about big chains. I love a Domino's pizza. So good. So good. It's the greatest. 9:17 left in the first period. Oh, puck to Nylander, intercepted. Rasmus Sandin, former Leaf. Nylander to Tavares. Nylander streaking in. Tavares finds him. Curls back to Benoit. Shot! Oh! And that puck looked like it might have had a chance to at least be a rebound. But it was cleared pretty quickly. Philip Myers and Simon Benoit on the ice together. Guys, we're doing this. Quillen to Robertson. Robertson gets it back down. Quillen, Robertson, and Joshua line tonight. Sure, why not? McKay with a shot. 8:25 left to go in the first period. Van Riemsdyk's puck is cleared out, and the Leafs are offside because they kind of grabbed it out of midair. Trevor says, I saw a Philip Myers goal in real life. I think you might have seen the only Philip Myers goal in real life, at least with the Leafs. Randy's Ride said, if you are lucky enough to have a City Pizza nearby, try it out. I've never heard of City Pizza. Pierre-Luc Dubois gets Bogru kicked out, and it's going to be Dakota Joshua versus PLD, and Joshua wins. Hey, look at that. Dakota Joshua, face-off winner with the skate. Joshua, behind the net, tries to outwork. Oh, Chychrun chips up Joshua. No call on that. The ref looking right at him. Wow. Kind of surprised. This line looks pretty good. Joshua's pissed. He's like, what the hell? Chychrun absolutely. Andy Carnival says, Adam, will you do Ottawa games if they get in? I might, but I am usually the late night one, so I am going to be doing the Edmonton Oilers for sure. If I have time to do 2 series, I know the staff here would absolutely kill me. But I'm going to see I'll see what I can do. Dolan says Adam is the type of guy to go to Chuck E. Cheese but not bring his daughter with him. Yo, sometimes adults need fun too, okay? My daughter's actually never been to Chuck E. Cheese. Am I a bad dad? You know what? We should go to Chuck E. Cheese sometime. You just given me a great idea. I used to love Chuck E. Cheese when I was her age. I need to be bringing her there. What's wrong with me? 7:33 left in the first. Protus. Cole Hudson. Oh, fans on the shot. Wilson. Domi, who had the penalty earlier. Caps weren't able to get much going on that. To Carlo. How many of these guys am I never going to call again? Like, I think I got a stream next week for Game 82. And then I think that's it for me for at least the Leaf streams this year. I'm wondering how many how many names tonight am I going to call out that I will never call out again? Lorentz out front. Oh, Quillen had a great opportunity to bury a rebound, just could not get to it. And Calle Yarncroke giving somebody a hug there. Looked like Chychrun. Nice hug. Jake Quillen almost had his first. Steven Lorentz made a great play in the zone. Yarncroke gets it in. Lorentz takes it off the knee, out front. Nobody takes him. And Quillen just gets his stick tied up at the last second. Oh, and it's Ovechkin coming back to play a little defense. I'm kind of surprised, again, that's not a penalty because it was hooking right in the gloves. But I think maybe the refs took my advice and were like, you know what? Who gives a shit? Oh, what a goal. Dylan Strome. Maybe they should have called that penalty. Rasmus Sandin sets up Dylan Strome for a big one. The Caps just rolled out of their zone. Leafs concede the blue line like they always flip and do. Wow. Oh, no. And it's too bad Quillen kind of gets caught there. And that means Berube is going to sit him for the rest of his life. He'll never be able to play hockey again. Nobody's got Strome. Oh, and a beautiful shot by Strome, too. Joe says, Adam, thoughts on covering Mitch and Torts if you decide to do 2 first-round series? Well, I'll probably do – I'm going to definitely do the Oilers. So that might mean the Oilers versus the Golden Knights. It might mean the Oilers versus the Ducks. It might mean the Oilers versus the Mammoth. I don't know. But I definitely know that I believe, or at least I believe, that the Oilers and Golden Knights are going to meet sometime in these playoffs. And that will be a fun series to do. Leifer says, enjoy Yarncroke while we can. That's Berube's thought anyway. I guess, honestly, I guess you kind of had to play him tonight because Hames and Villeneuve were unavailable. But, like, what are we doing here? Let him play game 82. Can we see some rookies, please? Ian Ball, is Utah going to go for a long mammothon? I like that. I like that. I accept that. Francois LaBelle went with sushi. Yes, you got to tell us your order. Girthy Bettman, I need Oilers versus Kings year 5. It doesn't look like that's going to happen because the Kings would need to get into the second wildcard spot and the Oilers would need to win the division. The Oilers can win the division. The Kings getting into the second wildcard spot is almost impossible. Unless they somehow get ahead of the Ducks, and they're not going to. I mean, I guess they could always meet in the second round, but the Kings getting through to the second round? Are we serious? We're not serious. Nylander, back to the point. It's McCabe. Flips it to Nylander to Carlo. Carlo immediately fires that off the leg of a Caps player. McCabe out at the red line. Viper says Kings are getting in. Listen, I'm fine with the Kings getting in. I'm sure they'll get in. Here's what I think I would be suspect of. I would be suspect of the Kings beating the Avalanche because that's who they'd play. I just don't see it. Warrior Womp got here late. Wall is in for Stolarz. Wall is in for Stolarz because Stolarz got injured, my friend. And it did not look pretty. I think he might have snapped a ligament in his knee. He was just making a routine save. Sorry to ruin your night, but that's where we're at. And, I mean, maybe it doesn't ruin your night because he's got all summer to get it fixed up. Joe said, how many months ago did Steve say Myers should never play another game in the Leafs uniform? I know. Alan said Rangers, Sharks, and Capitals need to win tonight. Sharks are on a winning streak, man. Sharks could actually make the playoffs. They could still sneak in. Oof. Ilya Protas out there. Domi pushing some guys around. He's already got a penalty tonight. Sloopins, any interest in reuniting Joshua with Teddy Bluger? I don't know what the Leafs are going to want to do. First, they got to get a GM before we talk about player movement. Natalie Drake dropped an SDPN membership just out of the kindness of her heart. Michelli to Wilson. In comes Nyes. Forechecking, gets the puck. All right, we like that. Quillen is back out there. Thank God. Craig Berube is playing him, despite what happened. 3:45 to go in the first. Leafs actually out shooting the Caps right now, which is even more surprising. Both teams look bored. Although Strome scored a really nice goal, and he has broken his stick. Matherman, what did you think of Diana? What do you think of the Diana Rossini situation? So anybody that doesn't know, Diana Rossini is a well-tenured and very popular, well-followed NFL coach. She's an NFL insider reporter. Used to work for ESPN. Now works for The Athletic. She was photographed with Mike Vrabel, who is the Patriots head coach, and they hugged each other, and they were at a pool at a resort, but that was it. Like, they weren't caught like kissing or anything. And both of them are married, and both of them have kids. And I don't know, man. I don't know what to make of the situation beyond that. Like, does it look odd? Sure. But they didn't really catch them doing anything, and both sides are denying it. I don't know. Like, I don't have anything. Ashkova says, we've seen the Avs choke hard before. Also, am I the only one that thinks that Pelly, with his press conference, torpedoed the next GM before he's even hired? No, Ashkova, don't you worry. The Leafs have so much money and so many resources, and they are also still the Toronto Maple Leafs. There are going to be a lot of people that want that job. Pelly might not be there like next fall. You got to remember, an executive like him, even though they rebuilt the TFC, and TFC looks stronger this year, the Raptors are floundering a little bit. They're going to make the playoffs, but they're not great. They're good. They're not great. It doesn't matter how good you do with TFC or the Marlies or the Argos or whatever. If the Raptors and the Leafs are not making the playoffs, your job's on the line. And they need to both be making the playoffs. And if they're not making the playoffs, it can't be by accident. It needs to be because, hey, we planned for this. We got to rebuild. That's the plan, and we're building for this. But the unfortunate part here is that they didn't plan for the Leafs to fall. And the Leafs have fallen further than they've ever fallen season to season in their history. This is the lowest points that after a season the Leafs have ever had, meaning the gap between where they finished last year and this year is the biggest gap in Maple Leafs history, 115 years or whatever it is, or 110 years or however many. It's a long time. It's a bad look. So whoever's taking over as president, whoever's taking over as GM, it might be the same person, it might be two different people. Basically, when Pelly hires you, I know he's your boss, but he's begging and banking on you to be successful. Otherwise, he gone. So I think that whoever is coming in next is going to have an enormous amount of say in this front office, because if Keith Pelly intervenes again, the way he has been, and he claimed in the press conference, "Oh no, I don't make player personnel decisions." From what I understand, that was not the truth, and at least that's not the impression that other people in the front office have. They think he's been too involved. If Pelly gets involved and they're not successful, what do you think happens to Pelly? Carlo with the puck to Riley. JQB6. Why have my beloved Carolina Hurricanes been giving the goaltending treatments, the Stan Bowman treatment since like 2010? I don't know. I don't know. The Carolina Hurricanes are a weird one that way. The Flyers have also been always very weird with their goaltending. They just never had it. It's bizarre. Sky Fellowship, can't wait for the playoffs, hoping for a natural disasters cup final, Canes versus Avs. Oh, I love that. Go Avs, go. A natural disaster Stanley Cup. I like that. Who wins, the Hurricane or the Avalanche? Chris Lonsdale says, yeah, we're going to do a quick retool with the decisions being made by Snails. No, I think you're probably going to be frustrated for the next month. And then they're going to hire a GM, and that GM is going to have to do a lot. I would expect significant turnover, and I wouldn't expect it from, the star players. But I think in terms of depth, this team is going to be very different. Next year's shot, Matthew Nyes, set up by Domi, and a good save by Logan Thompson. Nyes breaks in, finally draws a penalty. This is like the fourth penalty it should have been called, and the Leafs finally get one with 88 seconds left, and it's given a Ryan Leonard. So the Leafs are going to finish this period on the power play. Warrior Womp, if they aren't getting a draft pick, they might as well get the best NCAA prospects. I agree. I think the Leafs would be stupid not to attack the NCAA. They've already got a couple of guys. Borghese looks like he could be fun. He is 5'9", but sometimes people are just special, and he might be one of those guys. It'd be cool to see him make it. But I don't know what they have there. Like, I really don't know. And I think that's going to be very interesting come September. Adam, what do you think about the Devils dangling Jesper Bratt to break up the core? I thought that they were going to dangle Nemec. I think they've already made their bed with Luke Hughes. So I don't think, and here we go. Nice in from Nylander. I think the Devils are more likely to trade Nemec than Bratt, but I could be wrong. I love Bratt. I think he's great. I don't know. I like the Devils core even as it is. Maybe just focus on getting rid of Dougie Hamilton's contract and see where that gets you. Nylander to Cowan. Tavares gains his own. 45 seconds left in the period. Easton Cowan trips over the boards, and out come the Cavs, and it's going to be a 2-on-1. And here we go. Beauvillier. Protas. Alexi Protas, that is. Behind the Leafs net. 26 seconds left to go. 20 seconds to go. 50 on this power play. And the Leafs are just not doing much right now. Morgan Rielly collects that puck, cross the red line, knows he doesn't have much time. Tavares almost offside. Michelli to Joshua, spinorama, and he gets it stripped. And it is iced, but it, alas, is not icing, as it is a penalty. And that wraps up the first period. Caps up 1-0 on a very nice goal by Mr. Dylan Strome. And I believe I said it was Sandin that set him up, but I believe now it was Beauvillier. Sandin just celebrated a lot because Sandin was drafted here, and he was real mad about how the Leafs played him. And you know what? I think, as much as I'm okay with the fact that the Leafs traded him, got a first-round pick, and got Easton Cowan with it, I think the Leafs probably could have used Sandin too. Jay Snow, brought, disappeared all season long. Well, if that's the case, is he the guy to trade? Right? Are you trading him at his lowest value? Perhaps with a new GM and maybe a new coach, he plays better. Sedin Magic 15 dropping 10 SDPN memberships. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Sedin Magic 15, who has watched just an atrocious Canucks team this year. I don't know if you guys know this, but the Canucks have won 8 games at home this season. I'll repeat that for you. The Vancouver Canucks have won 8 games at home this season. 8 games. It's their worst home record ever, which is nuts. It's just crazy. But they deserve that first overall pick. I hope they get it. I hope they get it. Pretzel Hunt, commentating a hockey game in the Renaissance Fair speak would be pretty tough. I don't know what you mean by that. Zamboni Driver, until someone gets the puppet Jesper brought out of Biz's hands in New Jersey, will forever be cursed. You can thank Pasha for that. I don't know what that means either. All right, now listen. Just want to remind you that Bally Bet Final 20 going to be happening at the second intermission. It is the Bally Bet Tuesday night stream with your host, me, Adam Wylde. And we today are going to, what are we doing, Maddie? What's our first clip? Oh, it's the oil. Oh, this is from today's STP. It's the best. So this is a clip of the Edmonton Oilers discussing their trade for Dickinson and Colton Dach at the trade deadline. Some Oilers fans hated this. I didn't hate him. Here, let's just play the clip.
I don't know if you guys have seen this, but they released this as promo, so I'm pretty sure we're allowed to play it. Jesse, you can tell me if you haven't, if we can't.
Okay.
The Oilers put out on Oilers Plus the War Room before they traded with Chicago for Dickinson and Dach.
Interesting. I don't know if we can use that.
It's behind a paywall, so it's not advertising supported. I don't know. Jesse will
well,
tell
if
me.
it's behind a paywall, surely we can't show it for free.
It's promo though. It's promo.
We should.
Oh, you mean sorry? The clip is not behind a paywall.
No,
right.
Sorry,
Yeah, no,
sorry,
we
sorry.
should be all right playing this clip
It's
here.
fair use. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's how the trade deadline went. And this Stan Bowman is your general manager in this scenario. So you're not an Oilers fan. Now you are. How do you feel about this conversation? It's about 2 minutes long.
Give them our first, then they give us Dickinson at half price, and they give us Dach, and they take Mangiapane. Everything in one deal.
One-stop shop.
That's what I'm trying to. I think that would get Kyle's attention because he's not going to get a first anywhere else. And I think it gives us enough money that we could still have Szymanski. I was just looking at this separately. We have to go through it all to see. Yeah, I think Colton would be great for us. I don't think there's any question. Just as a role player and brings a lot of energy, and he's still an asset.
I like the energy part.
He's always been different than his brother. He's been more like the rugged power forward.
Yeah.
You know,
And the personality part is can't. Like, it seems like a minor piece, but on this team, it's like, it's not.
He gets here, we get excited, home, playoff team.
189 hits in 53 games.
so I just talked to Kyle. Chicago would do that deal if we wanted to do it. First round pick, and they keep half of. Is what we talked about. Dickinson half price, Dach, and they take Mangiapane. Chris really likes Dickinson for the reason that he's like exactly what we want, which is he's a third line center and he's a penalty killer. Like he's the player that we're looking for.
Yes.
We're not building a fantasy team. What you see is exactly what he is. He's a pro. He's very dedicated to his craft. He takes pride in the details and being a defensive guy and a penalty kill guy.
That's the music to my ears when he's saying, we're saying, hey, he accepts his role, like it's his power play. That's what we're really don't have. And if you're rolling the dice with the guy you don't know.
Right.
That's my opinion.
So that clip featured not just Stan Bowman and Jeff Jackson, Connor McDavid's former agent, but also Danny Ryland, who used to run the
NWHL. I had absolutely no idea she was with the Oilers.
She's a pro scout there. And then, of course, Keith Gretzky, as you mentioned, because there always has to be a Gretzky on the Oilers.
Completely forgot about
The concerning thing about watching that clip to me is all of the platitudes that just come out of these hockey people's mouths. Talking about, oh, he's a good pro. He accepts his role. He has a lot of energy. These are just words you say about hockey players you like, and they don't really mean anything. I like to think that when we talk about hockey and analyzing guys, we go deeper than just saying, man, that guy, he's a good player. He works hard. You know, I feel like you should have more analysis than that. And when I hear the people who are making the actual trades describe players like that, I hesitate to think that they are not any smarter than anybody else watching the game.
They're not.
What?
Listen, they're not.
Colton Dock of the Chicago Blackhawks is not his brother who plays for the Habs. What?
That, like, why is that relevant?
What?
So
what? Pardon?
When just hearing Keith Gretzky be like, yeah, I like that when you tell me
music to
he's
my
an
ears.
energy guy, music to my ears. Anybody could sit there and say that.
And the thing is, Jason Dickinson, this was supposed to be Trent Frederick. That's what he was supposed to do. What Jason Dickinson is doing, a little bit, right? Be the lower end center, and you're paying.
No, what this was supposed to be was a trade with the Leafs, and the Leafs screwed it up. God's sake! But okay. So I did see some defense of this clip.
Mm-hmm.
There was like, what? You think they're going to show you everything? That's just a 2-minute clip.
That is fair.
That's fair.
It is fair. Counterpoint, they're the ones who released it.
I assume conversations are different when there aren't cameras there. And this is the only thing I've seen from Oilers Plus in the war room. So it is a little unfair to judge 2 minutes of the conversation, but I think we got a good sense of the conversation. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to give them some rope here in that, like, I'm not judging your entire career and how you analyze hockey players based on this 1-2 minute clip where you might have talked for 30 seconds in that. Like, I'm not going to say Danny Ryland knows nothing beyond hit stats.
No,
I can't make those jumps, but I can say that it's a little disconcerting hearing the guys who are making the actual trades have just the most boring hockey conversation and not citing anything deeper. I would hope they have a stack of analytics available to them. Like, I'll go on, I'll look at speed bursts and that sort of stuff, and just on the NHL public data. I hope they have their proprietary data that they have available to them readily when they're trying to make these trades, and they can see how things mesh. And I hope that stuff just doesn't make the internet.
What I want to know is how much hockey, non-Oilers hockey these guys watch. And I'm obviously applying that to every team. I'd like to know how much non-Leaf hockey, the Leaf Scouts, and blah, 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 blah. But, like, having worked in this industry, at least on the media side, for a while, there's only 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
These guys have the same 24 hours the rest of us do.
But that's what you have scouts for. That's why you have your pro scouts, right? They watch the league for you, and in these moments, they can tell you about these other players because they've seen them play.
But do these GMs listen to their scouts, or do they go, nah?
Because remember, Stan had these guys while he was in Chicago.
So I don't think he had Jason Dickinson. He definitely had Colton Dock. I think he would have been the one to draft him. At minimum, I think he would have been.
Dickinson
was he the one who
became
drafted his brother?
a Blackhawk in 22-23. I'm pretty sure Stan was there.
That timeline is all
I don't know.
I forget. I believe he would have had the docs. At minimum, like I imagine he still knows people there.
Totally.
Yeah.
If you really want to have fun with it and put a tinfoil hat on,
Oh, you're right. He was not there.
odd that Stan Bowman was so willing to go above market value with the Chicago Blackhawks. Is there maybe a favor being done there? I don't know.
I don't know about all that.
I don't know about all that either, but if you wanted to be a conspiracy theorist about it, you certainly could.
I think you're right that the best analysis comes from watching the games and then seeing the numbers behind that. But you need to definitely see players play. And I don't imagine Jeff Jackson has seen a lot of all of the other teams around the league. And that's why he's got to trust the people around him who he pays to go watch the games.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, oh, look, he's got 179 hits. Like, to me, everyone in the room should be like, yeah, we know. Yeah, we also know that information. There should be no sound of surprise in your voice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I guess, listen, I don't doubt that everyone who works for an NHL team is some version of a rink rat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you go to a ton of games and everything. I try to think back to the draft story that Brian Burke told about Morgan Riley, where Riley only played 17 games that year with a busted leg as a defenseman, Matt Schaefer style. And he asked someone from his staff to cut every single Morgan Riley shift, right? You should be doing that for everybody.
Yeah.
Should you not?
Yeah. This cutting like highlights for shifts anymore isn't something that
Not hard.
a team needs to do because of the systems they have in place. Like every play is kind of categorized now through the back end systems that they have, and anything you want to be able to look up, you can.
Justin
really
Bourne's book, I think it's called Down and Back, because he was the Leafs video guy, and he talked about. Like, he's the one who constructed that system. Mm-hmm. He's the one who clipped everything. That is a really good insight into how teams do this. Going to the games is almost an inefficient way of scouting.
Yeah, in a way. Yeah.
In a way, I mean, you have to know all these players. Like, the trade deadline comes around every year, and this applies to the Oilers. It applies to everybody every year. Oh, they're in on this guy. And they're in on this guy. And then the list is like 15 people long. And I'm like, I don't trust that you actually know 15 of these people. I don't.
The clipping thing is something that I know from experience and has only gotten better since I worked in that role. But as a social media manager, you have access to every highlight and it's all just at the tip of your fingertips. So if you work for the Raptors and you wanted to look up Scotty Barnes dunks, you can punch into a computer and it'll show you every Scotty Barnes dunk, and you can just throw that into whatever highlight you need. So if the social media managers have that kind of tools, the scouts better have that plus tenfold in terms of what they need in terms of like zone entries or whatever specific stats they need. So when somebody says, hey, he got this many hits, the next step should be, okay, but what do those hits mean? Because I hear that and I'm like, okay, he gets a lot of hits, but there's different hits. It means different. Like if you played Michael Pezzetta 12 minutes a night, he's going to rack up a lot of hits, but he'll be out there running around doing a lot.
It's like hits per 60 should be off the chart.
It should be but is he contributing in different ways by being that energy guy and getting all those hits?
Yeah.
Kiefer Sherwood is a player who's going to rack up a ton of hits, but he's doing it in a much more, I'd say, efficient way, where he's also contributing to the play and scoring and doing all these other things. So that hit stats is very important to tell you about the player. And then now it's your job to go deeper. And it's like, what do all those hits mean? So I assume they are doing those things. If I'm sitting here doing that, I at least hope that they are doing those things in that room. And we're just not seeing that because that's a 2-minute clip.
Do you feel that, guys?
What's that?
Do you feel that this room is just full of hot air? With all of us spouting off, we've forgotten the most important factor.
What's
that? The game closest to this clip being released is one that the Oilers lost. And that is why this clip is being viewed negatively. If they had
think
won,
so?
no one would give a damn.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you might be right.
We never hear about these clips where we're like, oh, that's a smart team.
Yeah, I think it's always when they release the clip and they look smart. There's not a story there.
I need to see
the story is not that they're smart. It's when teams come across as not smart. Remember the Bruins clip that was legendary back in the day where they traded Sagan because of
does he fit our culture?
Does he fit our culture? That's right.
Does this second overall pick fit our culture?
Well, apparently you did.
Here's what I need to see.
How many cups has he won, Steve?
One.
Outside of Boston.
Oh, none.
Exactly.
Soon to be.
So it was them. They were right.
Here's what I need to see. The Bruins last year.
Mm-hmm.
You can shut up. It's Brad. Hello. Yes, Brandon Carlo's still available. Top 10? No, I don't think we can do that. I think we're gonna do top 5 protection, and there's 90 seconds left before the deadline, so it's really take it or leave it there, Brad.
Do we not have parts of that clip?
Do we?
No, isn't that the Shanahan one where he comes in, he's like, "Do the deal"?
Yeah.
Is that not
Shanahan's
the Carlo?
Yeah, but
deal?
I need to see their end. I need to see their
the
end.
Boston. Yeah, we have the Leafs end where he's like, "Just fucking do it."
I'm sick enough to sync them up.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
Can you imagine?
God. That would be quite.
If both teams released it, in theory, you could do that.
Yeah.
Bally bet Wednesday night. Let's go. Leafs, Caps. Man, I wish this was a more exciting game for you. I'm not going to lie. But you know what? In a couple of weeks, we start the playoffs. And in fact, you know what? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. When's this NHL schedule end anyway? For the Leafs anyway. Their last game, which I'm going to be streaming, by the way, is against the Ottawa Senators next Wednesday, April 15th. That is it. And then after that, the playoffs will probably start, I would think, that weekend. And I just want to tell you how flippin' pumped I am to get into some games that matter. Like, it's fun to watch games with you always. It is. But when we're talking about, like, what's at stake here, there hasn't really been a lot at stake for the Leafs, except for maybe tanking and getting their pick back this year. And even then, it's like, how much did we really believe they were going to tank? How much faith did we have that they were going to do the right thing? I don't think any of us had a lot of faith. I think we've been kind of surprised by how little they've done. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's bizarre. Anyway, Sedin Magic 15. I can outdo that. Hold on. Oh, the Vancouver Canucks. So we were talking about the Vancouver Canucks, and we were talking about how bad they've been and their home record this year. This is a team that expected to make the playoffs. Home record this year was, it's like 8-27 and something. That's insane. It's already locked in as their worst home record ever. There's no chance, even if they won every game for the rest of the season, there's no chance that they will get themselves out of that. It's locked in. It's real. And Sedin Magic 15 dropped a stat about how bad they've been. He said their goal differential is, and I kid you not, a negative 95. 95. Francois Lebel says, I got my fave 2 Inagi nigiri, a spicy salmon tempura. This is his sushi order for dinner tonight. I'm jealous, by the way. Spicy tuna tempura. And they have a 2-for-1 chef's choice of 6 fudamakis and 6 hosomakis. That will be 24 pieces, and a free dragon roll as well. Damn. They're just giving sushi away over there. That is Toronto. That would cost you $500. That's awesome. By the way, what do we think of the Oilers clip? Any Oilers fans in the chat go, yeah. All right. Hockey Kid says, imagine having Lightning McQueen as your goal differential. That's funny. That's funny. It's a Stuck Pixel says that would cost you $50 and you'll still be hungry. That's true. Sushi in Toronto. I love sushi. I love getting filled up on sushi, but to get filled up on sushi, it's going to cost you hundreds of dollars. Leafs started the period on the power play, but of course it was really only 30 seconds of it, and it's not like their power play looked all that good in the first. The power play is now over. Cowan gives away the puck, and here we go. We got a breakaway. It's Ryan Leonard with a shot, and he scores. Absolutely terrible giveaway by Easton Cowan. Leonard started the period in the box. He comes in and absolutely rips one by Joseph Woll. Oh, Cowan's not feeling great about that one. Yeah, that's not great. But now listen, Leaf fans in the chat might be thrilled about this. And listen, you're not supposed to be thrilled, but that Tom Wilson pass to Leonard was A, exceptional, but also B, if we could keep losing, that'd be super duper. Let's do a little scoreboard watching tonight because we have some teams that we desperately need to lose. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm struggling so much to speak right now. The Sabres are actually losing to the Rangers, and I really hope that that continues. There's 3:29 left in the second period, and the Sabres are up on a power play. If the Rangers can beat the Sabres, that's good for the Leafs because the Rangers winning means that the Leafs can get closer to the Rangers if they lose. Now, the Oilers and Sharks are playing later. Doesn't really affect the Leafs all that much. Tomorrow, though, 14 games on the schedule, including the Leafs, and a couple of games that you're going to definitely want to watch out for. Lightning and Canadians are going to be amazing. Oh, big shot by Leonard again on Woll. Big save. Panthers and Senators are playing, hoping that the Panthers can beat the Senators, not only because it would make the wild card even more hilarious than it already is, but we don't want the Panthers getting into the top 5 and getting a top 5 selection, do we? Flyers and Red Wings will be playing. Penguins and Devils, Jets and Blues, Hurricanes, Blackhawks, Wild Stars, Flames and Avalanche. Flames are not going to win that game, but if they could, again, helpful to the Leafs. Preds and Mammoth, that's a major game. Oh, big save by Logan Thompson. Bo Grew was right in there. Steven Lorentz had a great shot. He's had a couple of opportunities tonight, but Logan's been good to it. Golden Knights and Kraken and Canucks Kings. Basically, what the Leafs need is every team under them to win and to lose. Francois Labelle is asking, are you in and or out? We are out, and we're hoping. Big save by Thompson. Lorentz, man, he knows. He's had a couple of good opportunities. That's the thing with Steven Lorentz. He's always in the right place. He's always working hard. The hands are a bit stony, though. Sassy Ross, sleeper pick for the Leafs GM, Ross Mahoney. He's done a great job as AGM for Washington. Amazing at drafting prospects. Great job finding players for next to nothing like Strome, Chychrun, and PLD. Well, you know what? I'm all for that. We need a guy just like that because the Leafs do not win trades right now. This era of the Leafs, ever since Dubas left, Leafs basically do not win trades. I can't think of a trade they've won with the exception of the draft pick they gave up to get Chris Tanev, who was never going to sign in Dallas anyway, because he wanted to come home. And the Leafs gave him the big 6-year contract, and it's awesome that they got him. Hopefully he's going to be good. Next year, Grew at the side of the net. But I that's the only one that I can really think that they won. They won that trade. Boom Cruise says Panthers AGM Sonny Meadow will be the Leafs' next GM. I'd be down with that too. I think there's something to that. It'd be real nice. Richard Triofino says, "Whoa, Black Betty as Berube's replacement." You mean Sam Hallam? No thanks. No, thank you. Oh, another giveaway by the Leafs in the neutral zone. Strome across. Oh, Farivari. Oh, wow. What a setup. I think that was Farivari who makes an amazing setup. Wow. I don't know if that puck actually went in from Farivari, but damn. That was crazy. And did that go in? I think he was trying to make a play into Sordiff, if I'm wrong. I could be. No. It's Strome to Farivari, and I can't tell if Justin Sordiff gets a piece of this or if it goes off McCabe in. No, it goes off McCabe's skate and goes in. That goal is going to count for Martin Farivari. And Sordiff pointed at him and said, "It's your goal, man." Well. Bring on the tank. Here it comes. Nuke the Whales 69. What a name. Why haven't you called Ed Rogers' personal line and given him what for? I don't think Ed Rogers would even listen to me, his billionaire friend. Fergus McCaffrey, Adam, please apply for the GM job. They can do so much better than me, and they should. They need to have brilliant people in there. They should have somebody who's objectively a genius, because that's a role that requires a genius. You're the Toronto Maple Leafs, and it's going to take a genius to save this era. Honestly, let's just call it what it is. There's a lot of people out there who do not see how the Leafs can retool. Now, I believe that they can. Jonas Siegel believes that they can, but if you listen to the Leaf Report, James Myrtle, friend of the show, does not believe that they can. So you're going to need a genius to figure this one out. Oh, Domi. Oh, and that shot, I think, was blocked by Sordif. And he is in pain, baby. Domi found Nylander. Nylander fired one from the point. And that was just a stinger. And Domi gets away. Strome to Myers. Oh, Philip Myers almost had one, but I think Logan Thompson got that one with the glove. Michelli. Puck across to Nyes. Oh, puck intercepted. It's Michelli, and he gives it immediately back to the Capitals. You didn't need to do that, Matthias. Nobody was around you. James says, that looked like it sort of hurt, because it's Justin sort of. I like that. It's a funny joke, man. I'm going to give it to you, James. I like that a lot. Oh my God. So Philip Myers hit Logan Thompson's head and then the crossbar. We almost saw in the year 2026 a Philip Myers goal. Can you imagine? His last goal was April 17th, 2025 versus Detroit. Wow. So the last game of the season last year. Francois Lebel, do you think the Leafs will get both a president and a GM at the same time, or will they let the president, I just got here, look around and hire the new GM? I have a feeling that they're going to kind of do both at the same time. That's just my thought. I don't think they got time to wait for a president to come in and go, I just got here, and then figure it out. I think they gotta move on this. And ultimately, the best thing that they can do is find a couple of people that can work well together. You find some, one of the other things I think that you should look out for this offseason is advisors. So let's say, every team's got like advisors. Like Paul Fenton used to be a general manager for the Minnesota Wild, was an AGM, I believe, for Philadelphia for a long time. He kind of gets unceremoniously booted out of Minnesota before Bill Guerin took over. And he ends up in Florida, and he ends up going to 3 straight Stanley Cup finals. That's an example of somebody who probably shouldn't be a GM, but is not stupid, like has things to offer. So I would look for the Leafs not only to outfit this group with, here you go, Protas with the shot. Man, the Caps, when they want to capitalize, they're quick. Leafs don't do stuff like that. Look for a couple of old heads to be brought in as like advisors. And that's not the worst thing in the world. I don't mind that. Crash Test Fetus. They will fail because they will try a retool without pain. Well, listen, at least it'll be interesting content. I just want them back in the playoffs, man. I'm going to miss Leafs in the playoffs as much as they broke my heart. Droopy says they are keeping Berube. I don't think they're keeping Berube. I don't think so. Steven says Jesse Blake would actually be a great GM. I think he would be a fun GM too. Chevel Dayoff as president? I don't think so. Cliff Fletcher as president? I think he's too old. I think president, you need somebody who's got some heft. I am wondering about that. Like, who could you have as president? I don't know who they might get, to be honest. It should not be Ron Francis, I'll tell you that. Leafs on the power play. Ilya Protas, in his first game, gets a penalty. Hooking call. Tavares wins the faceoff draw, gets it back to OEL, over to Nylander. And Leafs set up shop here. Cowan to Nylander. Back to Cowan at the blue line. Cowan carries the puck in, tries to make the backhand pass, but that's the same backhand pass to the same guy that intercepted the puck at the end of the last power play, Tom Wilson, and made him pay. Do not backhand pass Easton Cowan. Please, please. Hockey Kid says, I want to see Steve as a GM just losing his mind in interviews. I think you guys would be bored with Steve as GM. I think Steve is better when he's on camera, and a GM only talks to the media like 4 times a year. One thing I guarantee, Jesse or Steve as general manager of the Leafs, at least you know you get a guy who is absolutely obsessed with hockey and like is going to try to surround themselves with the smartest people in the room and not let ego get in the way. But I just don't think, like, I think you got to like work your way after that. If that's a path any of us wanted to go, we should have started that way a long time ago. Giovanna said on the STP, you said you liked Tolsky making trades. The Canes actually released a minute-long video of them calling to acquire Miller. Oh, did they? Oh, I would love to. I would love to watch that. I did not know that. Michelli to Domi. Back to the point, it's Riley. Power play 2 out there. Leafs, I don't believe, have a shot on this power play. Domi found Michelli. He was open, but the pass was just a little off. 23 seconds left to go in this power play, and the Caps are not having a hard time killing this. Leafs just not great at anything, but specifically power plays not looking good. Domi. McMichael leaves the puck. Bavillier's in front of the net. That shot goes off wall. And out comes, oh man, Jake McCabe is tripped up a little bit there. It might have been an interference call from Ilya Protas, but they're not going to call him twice in a row like that. That's just not how the NHL works. Also, listen, do we want to watch another sad Leafs power play? I don't know. James says, God, this team is hard to watch right now. Listen, I have never had a harder time like calling the game. I love hanging out and talking to you guys, and I know that bothers some people sometimes where we just sit here and chat. But my point is always like, what am I calling the game for? In the playoffs, I'll call the game. But like, there's nothing at stake and they don't care and it's a bad product, right? So we're just all here because we're sickos, hanging out, chatting. And I feel like that's what it should be. Dolan says, Adam, you just don't get it. Why do something and improve and change fans when we could simply do nothing and sorry. Oh, okay, Adam, why don't you get it? Why do something to improve and charge fans less when you can simply do nothing and charge fans more? That's the Rogers way. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Laura Morgan says, this is just a podcast solo at times as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, it kind of feels that way, isn't it? Zamboni Driver says, I love the community of sickos. Ian Ball says, charge me more, please. Please, Daddy Rogers, charge me more. Please, I'm simply not poor enough. I'm simply not. Now, let me say this. Guys, it is a Bally Bet Wednesday night stream. And I'm so glad you're still here with me. Download the Bally Bet app, and here's the deal. You register with the promo, go to the net, you make your first deposit, you choose a bet, submit a wager of at least $10. And then, if your bet wins, you're going to get a bonus based on the odds of how you wager. So, greater than or equal to negative 500 to plus 300, $50 in bonus bets. Greater than or equal to plus 300 to plus 900, receive $200 in bonus bets. Odds greater than or equal to plus 900, receive $400 in bonus bets. Join Bally today. Link is in the description. That's void in Canada. However, Canadians, Ontarians, click the link. There's the link in the description. Tell them Adam sent you. That's all I got to say. Click the link. Check it out. It's pretty cool. Natalie Drake said, this stream is perfect for body doubling, ADHD hack. I don't even know what body doubling is, but maybe I should because I probably have ADHD. Zamboni Driver says, raise my rent because I need to hustle harder. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, it's always a body doubling content, my beloved. I don't know what body doubling is, but I'm happy to find out. I would like to learn. Mr. Spock says this is still better than watching boring golf. Now, are you guys watching the Masters this weekend? I don't watch a ton of golf. My father-in-law loves watching it, so I'll watch it with him. I love watching the Masters, though. There's something about the Masters is just different, right? There's something special about that. So I'll be watching this weekend. And I remember back in the day, Mike Weir, when he won the Masters, he won it on April 13th, which is my birthday. So that will always be special, too. Michael in. Oh, man. Philip Myers tried to take away the passing lane, but Michael was able to just kind of walk in. Myers behind the net. He's got it, and he's looking, and he's passing to nobody. And then the Leafs kind of pick it up. And then Cowan gets tripped up. No call on that. And there's going to be an icing call here. PLD cannot receive the pass. I'm surprised Cowan didn't draw a penalty there. Detroit fan in Montreal says, I am missing F1, man. I can't tell you. I miss it too. And we're not going to get a race until May. We all know the reason why. I won't mention it here. McCabe breaking in. Why not? Jake McCabe racing for the net. Why the hell not? McCabe with a shot. Oh. And that was a nice little tip by Dakota Joshua, who's been active tonight. He's noticeable. Brandon Carlo grabbing the puck. Passes up, and that misses his man, and that is going to be icing. Taylor says, Adam, are you excited to see Anika Niles with Rush this summer? I am going to try to get to that show because I love Rush, Canadian legends. And yeah, I would absolutely. People are like, oh, that's not Rush. Neil Peart. Well, Neil Peart died, and the guys are allowed to go and make music. Like Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson are pretty flippin' phenomenal. It seems a bit weird to just not have them playing music. So I went to their last tour with Neil Peart. I absolutely loved it. I'm so grateful for that. But I think, yeah, bring on Rush. I'm going to go see. Are you ready for this? I'm going to go get myself a ticket to Megadeth and Iron Maiden at the end of the summer. August 29th, they're playing. And I will just be rocking it. All right. I'll just be happy. Oh, he shot. Nice play. Bo Grew continues to make good offensive plays. He found Dakota Joshua, who I said has been active tonight. And look at that. Had a shot. It went a little wide, and he's got the puck behind the net. He's fighting with Sandin. Looks like Benoit came into pinch, and it's Robertson behind the net. Passes out. Oh, tried to find Benoit. That puck went over his stick. Domi collects. Oliver Ekman-Larsson dumps it low to Joshua. Behind the net, back to Domi, who's below the red line. Domi denies. Nice carrying the puck. He's actually got an opening here. Oh, nice. Just barely missed finding Simo Benoit for a wide open net. Good play by Nice. Domi. Puck out front. Ovechkin playing defense. Gives the puck to Nice. In comes Joshua. Oh, and he just at the last second couldn't get a hold of that puck. Joshua with 3 great opportunities. Just near misses on that play. Some good offensive zone play there by the Leafs. Hey, how about that? Dakota Joshua starting to look like the guy that we thought we were getting from Vancouver. Injuries this year, man. You just got to feel for the guy. I'm a big fan of that player. John Bernstein says, objectively speaking, why are we watching this? Because we're sickos. We're crazy people, and this is what crazy people do. James says, top 5 Iron Maiden songs. Like my top 5 favorite ones. The Klansman, number 5. Aces High at number 4. 2 Minutes to Midnight, number 3. Iron Maiden, number 2. And man, there's so many songs that I'm missing from this. I love this band so much. Which, like, the obvious one is to put Run to the Hills at the top. It is their greatest song. And it's like the entry point for Iron Maiden fans, right? You get in because of like 2 Minutes to Midnight and Run to the Hills. So I'll say Run to the Hills, but honorable mention to The Wicker Man, which I absolutely love. I think that song just slaps. Running Free from their first album, Iron Maiden from their first album I already mentioned. Wasted Years. I love that song. Like, there's so many. Fear of the Dark. Hallowed Be Thy Name. I'm so excited. Heather the Avs fans, each of SDPN's stream hosts have different qualities. Just enjoy the ride. Steve loses his mind. We sometimes get feet with Adam, and now we sing along with Jesse. You know? We love to give you the unexpected. Burps McGurps, have you gone through a list of the pending UFAs to see who you'd like to sign or retool? It's just a really bad summer for free agency. Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, maybe Mason Marchment if he would want to sign here, but I don't know that he wants to play here again. Like he started in Toronto. I know Charlie Coyle was brought up in the intermission, but he's having like a career year. So anybody that signs Charlie Coyle is going to be overpaying. The guy's 34. Like, I don't know that he's ever going to be this good again. Shot by Michelli. That puck gets out. I don't know. I don't think they can fix their problems in free agency. I think it's going to have to be trades and young players coming up and maybe stepping back a little bit. Protus. That'd be Ilya, by the way. So it's Protus, and Wilson, the 700-pound line. That is almost 19 feet of human being there, by the way. 19 feet. Super Cyril says the Caps goal song used to be the outro to The Wicker Man. Was awesome to sing along in the arena. You can't go wrong with that. You cannot go wrong with that. I love that era of metal. I'm a big metal guy, so I'm so pumped. And I think it's Megadeth's last tour. I've never seen them, so I'm kind of pumped to see them. E-Plant says, this is the only time that Tom Wilson is the shortest person on his line. Amen to that. I was surprised to see Tom Wilson was only 6'4", and I say only 6'4", because he plays like he's 6'10". I thought he was at least 6'5", 6'6". I didn't like Tom Wilson early on in his career because he used to just take run at guys' heads, but man, the more he's aged in the NHL, he's aged like wine. And power forwards rarely do because they usually end up injured and beaten up or whatever. Tom Wilson he's a special, special player. Really special. Also from my neighborhood. Grew up in the same neighborhood. Natalie Drake says body doubling is basically having another person also in the room with you doing other work. A lot of neurodivergent people find it helps when they're doing work themselves. Yo, I am with you. As long as oh man, Joshua out front. Tavares. And Logan Thompson stands tall, but Joshua had another great opportunity there, and Tavares had a couple of rebound chances too. Nothing going on there. By the way, Natalie Drake, I am a body doubling person for sure. I love that. But don't interrupt me when I'm in a train of focus because I can't get back into the train of focus and I get really frustrated. Is that weird? Totally always happens. I'm like, duh, please. Did I say Tristan Thompson, by the way, again? Did I say Tristan Thompson? I did say Logan, right? Right? Anyway. Bo Grew to take the face off against Strome. He wins it. Back to Robertson. Robertson with the shot, and Logan Thompson gloves that. 6:58 left in the second period. James says top 5 Black Sabbath / Ozzy songs. I'm just going to do Ozzy because Black Sabbath and Ozzy should be separate, shouldn't they? Well, obviously at number 1, if I'm going to do Black Sabbath and Ozzy, number 1 has to be Paranoid. So we'll start number 5, and I will say Flying High Again. And then I will say No More Tears. And then I will say Bark at the Moon. And then I will say Crazy Train. And then I will say Paranoid. And I know I didn't include Iron Man or War Pigs in that because I like Ozzy solo stuff sometimes better than I like Black Sabbath. There, I said it. Oh, Robertson with a crazy move. He gets knocked over. But if they show a replay of that, Robertson just made a nice little spinorama move. And that might be a glove pass. No. Yep, that's a glove pass. Crash Test Fetus. The good thing about living in Germany is that you can just drive to the Netherlands. Dakota Joshua now off the ice. Damn, he was having a good game too. Where some kind of race is going on every week. And soon I will go to the 24 hours race here in Germany. Sandine hit Joshua, and he apologized immediately, and Joshua went off. He is hurt. So that's the second Leaf to go down hurt tonight. And I think Sandin might be stung by that too. I think it was just a weird collision. Sedin Magic 15. Steve is going to speak Florida winning the draft lottery into existence, isn't he? I want McKenna so bad. Well, it's just, I mean, I want McKenna in Canada as well. If he can't be in Toronto, I want him in Canada. But I just feel as though Florida's going to get some sort of dumb luck because they just do, man. They just do. Hockey Kid said, wait, I missed it. Who else went down? Anthony Stolarz. Believe it or not, in the first period, about 3 minutes in, Anthony Stolarz made a save, just a routine one with his left leg, and then doubled over in pain, and it looked like he might have snapped a ligament. So, not great. Not great. Viper says, I hope the Flames win for some reason. Let's do a little scoreboard check-in, shall we? What's happening? What's happening elsewhere? Right now, the Rangers are... It's the second intermission, and the Rangers are up 3-2 somehow on the Sabres. The Rangers have been red hot lately, and I don't get it. The Sharks and Oilers are the only other team playing tonight. There's 3 games. This is one of them. Sabres and Rangers on the other one. Oilers and Sharks, that's going to be a major game. And it's really, I don't know which team it's more important for. Edmonton needs to win the division. And the Sharks need to get into the playoffs. That's going to be a good game. Delayed penalty, by the way. The Leafs are going to go to the box here in a second. It looks like it might have been a hook. And here we go. 6-on-5 for the Capitals. 5:23 left in the second. Leafs somehow outshooting the Caps tonight. I don't get it. Oh, shot! And a good save by Joseph Woll. Emily Kathleen, thoughts on how the first round Wild Stars matchup is dumb? Yeah, you know what? Everybody said when the Leafs had to play Boston and Tampa in the first round that we were just complainers and we should shut up and go away. But now that it's happening in another market, other teams are speaking out about it, and I think that that's great. Am I salty about how the Leafs were treated on it? Abso-fucking-lutely. But it was bullshit that we knew in January that the Leafs were definitely playing Boston every year or Tampa every year. I hated that. I think the playoff format sucks, but Gary Bettman is going to have to not be alive for that to change. Because even when Gary Bettman eventually steps down as commissioner, he's going to stay on as some sort of like advisor. And it's going to be Bill Daly taking over. And, Bill's going to just do whatever Gary wanted. So it looks like Domi's the guy going to the box, too. That's his second penalty of the night. Not the best look. Antoine says, womp womp, Adam, just win, bro. Okay, well, tell the Wild and the Stars that. Just win, bro. Just win, simply win. I don't know, I just think teams should be able to get a matchup based on merit. It's so stupid that we've got 200-point teams playing in the first round. I think that that's anti-sporting. Like, why is, like, especially in the West, when you look at the way that it breaks down, why are we going to have, like, the Pacific Division is going to be lucky to eclipse 90 points. Edmonton's got 88. Vegas has 88. And who's got 80? The Ducks have 87. Those teams will be lucky if they even hit 93 points. But those teams have a way better shot at getting through than a 100-point team. That doesn't make any sense. That's stupid. Why are we doing that? Right? It's just stupid. It is. Pokemon Messiah said, bold strategy to miss the playoffs to avoid playing Tampa or Boston. We at least we got creative this year. We needed to try some new things. Just saying. My mouth was getting dry. Ooh. All right. 4:58. By the way, Sabres and Rangers game underway in the third period. No goals yet. I'm waiting for the Sabres to tie this game up, but maybe New York's got some pride in there. I don't know. Maybe. Now, I'm kind of curious about Ovechkin tonight. This is a power play. He has, in 30 career games, scored 25 goals here at Scotiabank Arena. Domi's in the box. Puck is dropped, and they immediately whistle it dead because the refs. By the way, that should be illegal. If you drop the puck, then it's over. Like, let's move on. This is so boring. I hate when they do this. Okay, drop the puck, please. Thank you. Ryan Leonard from the point, shot. Saved by Joseph Wall off the blocker. And out come the Maple Leafs. We got a 2-on-1 here with Grew and Yarncroke. And Yarncroke almost had a little opportunity there, but can't get anything going. Bo Grew behind the net. Out front to Yarncroke. We got 3 Leafs deep, including McCabe in there. And Yarncroke and Grew. Let's go. Why not? Grew is going to change, as will Yarncroke. 90 seconds left in this power play. Here we go. Ryan Leonard crosses the blue line. Wilson to Chikrin. Caps dump it in. And that puck is actually blocked and fired right back out. It's Ryan Leonard that gets it, though. Pierre-Luc Dubois carries it across center. He's going to dump or just chip it. Gets it to Joseph Woll, who tries to throw it out. That's blocked at the blue line, but no matter. The Leafs get it. Adam, Sedin Magic 15. Adam, please. These people paid good money to see the refs. That's fair. Everybody's there to see the stripes. 3:40 left in the second period. 41 seconds left on the Caps power play. They make zone entry again. Sort of. And there we go, Ovi with a shot. His first one on the power play. Vintage Alexander Ovechkin shot, but Joseph Woll was ready for it. 92 miles an hour. You know, you almost wonder if it had been 94, could he have scored? Is he losing his fastball? There you go. Great no-look pass to him, too. Look at that. But it's kind of right at the Maple Leaf logo, so it's not really where you want to put it. 30 seconds to go on this Caps power play. We're still looking for Ovi to get a goal here in what could be his last game in Toronto ever. 40 years old. Boy, I feel old. He started playing hockey NHL hockey the year I graduated high school. Can you believe that? Damn. What a career. 3:05 left in the second period. Myers with Sordiff on him. Benoit and Myers out there to kill a penalty. Craig Berube, what are you doing? I guess you had no choice, but my God, man. Myers, Benoit, over to Ovi. Ovi grabs the puck. Shot. Side of the net. And it's Bo Grew trying to dig it out. Myers has got a cap pinned there. I can't even see. It was sort of, I think. Protus and Beauvillier are out there now. And Bo Grew's got the puck. Leafs looking to change. I think they're exhausted here. Max Domi is back on the ice. That power play is over with 2:22 left in the second period. By the way, checking in with the Sabres and Rangers. Still 3-2. 16 minutes to go in that game. Antoine says, Adam, would you like an MLB team back in Montreal? There's a current project to bring them back. Expos and Blue Jays would be a nice rivalry. Yes, of course I want a team back in Montreal. It's stupid that they ever left. What a crime. And it's also kind of silly that they couldn't get that baseball stadium built. Like Olympic Stadium, the first thing you got to do is make sure that you can build a new stadium. Olympic Stadium was way out of date. And honestly, like when I was growing up, because of the strike, Montrealers had stopped going. Like the Expos kind of sucked too, but there was a point like you just kind of saw a lot of green empty seats, man. It wasn't a great place to watch baseball, and the team wasn't that good, and the city was pissed off with the players for going on strike, and you know, it was a mess. But I think absence makes the heart grow fonder, and I am excited for that potential because I think baseball belongs in Montreal. I think it belongs in Vancouver too. I think Vancouver fans have shown that they love the Blue Jays, they love the Mariners. They might be able to hold their own team. Don't you think? I mean, the way they support their soccer teams, I don't see a reason why baseball couldn't work there. Fourier says, pretty embarrassing to be losing 3-0 at home when you could have sat your injured guys instead. Is it embarrassing? Yeah, it probably is, but the entire season's embarrassing. This game isn't any more embarrassing than this season has been. 137 left in the second. Protus, Domi, and this is the Pro-Tie line. Both Protuses and Tom Wilson. This has got to be the biggest line in the NHL. 700 pounds of man. 19 feet of man. .128 left in the second. Ref is pointing the Leafs. Oh, man. It looked a little bit like Brandon Carlo could have been going to the box there. But it did hit the glass on the way out. Oh, boy. Brandon Carlo, did you get lucky? That puck was bouncing. Sort of feel for him there. It's not really his fault. But it hit the top of the glass, so it saved him. That could have been embarrassing. But, again, bouncing puck. You give him a pass on that. Domi to Michelli. Michelli with Carlo in front of him. Look at Carlo. Okay. Yeah, sure, Brandon. Now, here we go. You got to get back, though. 1:08 left in the second period. Nick Roy, excuse me. What am I doing? With the Protuses and Wilson. Leafs are going to have all sorts of fits trying to handle these guys. Z-Shark91 says, Adam, do you think the Leafs will have a rebound next season? Ask me that in September when I know what the team looks like, but I think they can. I'm not saying they will, but they can. 41 seconds to go in the second period. Shots are tied up at 16. Game is 3-0, though. Some great Caps goals tonight. None of them by Alexander Ovechkin yet, disappointingly. And the Leafs come in offside, 28.8 left. Vaughn says, I don't find this embarrassing that the season is over. The embarrassing ones were when it really mattered to win and they just look slow. That's true. Now, at the conclusion of this period, we're going to play a little game. It's the Bally Bet Final 20. And if you enter, you might just win yourself $400 from Fanatics. Get yourself a jersey, get yourself a hat, get yourself some Devil's pajamas that perhaps don't fit you properly. That's what you ought to do. So come join me on Bally Bet Final 20. That's as soon as this period ends. 10 seconds to go. Sloopin's 982. It would be hard for them to be worse. Does that count as a rebound? Yeah. True. And that is it for the second period. Leafs get really next to nothing going. Caps get a couple of goals, and it's a fart in a windstorm. That's all you can say. So get ready. We're going to do Bally Bet Final 20. This is Maddie's first time doing this. This is going to be exciting. Remember, $300 Fanatics gift card, Final 20, your chance. The link is in the chat right now. Sloopin's 982 says it would be hard for the Leafs to do worse next season. Does that count as a rebound? Sure. You got to take victories wherever you can. John Bernstein, what do you consider a rebound? Another first-round exit? Need to tear it down. I think being back in the playoffs would be considered a rebound. How they do in the playoffs? Well, we can debate that then, but get back in the playoffs. Francois Lebel, darn it, the Sabres tied it. Choo-choo. Ah, damn it. I need the Rangers to win this game, but they have not had a shot yet in the third period. Final 20. Brought to you by Bally Bet. Let's bring it up on the screen, Maddie. Now, here's the deal. You should play along with me, but you don't have to. You can play along later. But I would do this before the start of the third period because that's how you get yourself entered. Now, we're going to make some picks here on how this third period is going to go. And then you're going to enter. And the winner of this, the most accurate person, gets the gift card, $300 right now. So, Ratty, $400, excuse me. Why did I say 300? I think because Robert put it in the chat and I thought, was it 300? Anyway, it's $400. Don't listen to Robert or me. Listen to the Mad Dog. $400 gift card to Fanatics just for playing this. And listen, you're watching this crummy Leafs game anyway. You might as well play some Final 20 with me. Now, here we go, okay? We got pick a Leafs player to record at least 1 point in the third period. Given how they're playing tonight, it's hard to pick anybody. But if I had to say, the guys that have looked the best have been Matthew Nyes and Easton Cowan. But William Nylander seems like the most likely because he leads the team in points. So I'm kind of at a, like Nyes has been in there, you know? I'm going to go Matthew Nyes. Let's go Matthew Nyes. All right. So Nyes is in. So we're locking Nyes in. So pick the first Maple Leafs player to record a shot in the third period. That's easy to me. That's William Nylander. Go, Willie. Go. Yeah. Willie. Yeah. And listen, your answers don't have to be mine. Your answers can be different than mine. I'm rarely right. Let's put it that way. Number 3, pick the first team to record a shot in the third period. To me, that's pretty easy. That's going to be the Capitals. They're not that. I mean, maybe it isn't that easy. The shots are even. Yeah, but we're going Caps. We're going Caps. All right. Number 4, will the Maple Leafs score in the first 10 minutes of the third period? My answer is going to be no. I think it might even be a shutout tonight, but my answer will be no. And then we have the tiebreaker, which is the amount of shots in the third. And each team has had roughly 8 shots a period each, 16 and 16. Let's say I don't know, let's put 16 on there. 16 shots, right? It's been 16 shots each period. Let's do 16 shots again. Let's go. And that is your Bally Bet Final 20. Remember, $400 gift card. Fanatics. Get this filled out before the end of the third period. Sorry, end of the second intermission to get in. Now, let's go over my answers just one more time. Oh, let's not. Let's just enter to win and make it happen. All right? Yeah, we entered. We're in. Okay, so get yourselves in. Let's rock and roll. And let's play a clip here, Maddie. What do we got? Downfall of the Detroit Red Wings. Oh, my God. I know there's some Red Wings fans in the chat tonight. And listen, I'm not here to gloat. I know what this feels like. I'm a Leafs fan. Nobody relates harder. And let me tell you something. It does not feel good. I feel for you guys. So to my Red Wings fans and friends, sending you love. Let's have a talk about what's happened. They're not out of it yet. Play the clip.
Lightning lost a big one against Ottawa last night and kind of got embarrassed 6-2, which is crazy. So you've got the 3 teams racing for the top. And I want to say this about the top of the Atlantic. Mm-hmm. On January 25th, what team led the Atlantic?
The Red Wings.
I'm going to... The Red Wings? Question mark?
The Red Wings. What's the record?
Were they like in contention for the... Wasn't it just the top of the East too?
Yeah.
Like not just the Atlantic.
Yeah, they were right up there with the Carolina Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this. I mean, we could check the dates on the thing, but if you're at the top of your division, yeah, you were close to the Hurricanes. Now, what's been the record since then?
Bad.
What is it, though?
How many games?
That is bad math here.
We don't know? Okay, so I'm going to go 8,
25,
19, and... What does that add up to? 8 and 17.
8 and 17. You are correct.
Holy shit!
Oh,
what?
Actually? What?
8, 13, and 4.
That's unbelievable.
Steve Dangle, everybody.
Let's go.
Steve Dangle. Wow. 8 and 17.
Wow.
Yep. And isn't that nuts?
Yes.
I was like, wait a second. No, he got it.
8,
Wow.
13, and 4 is 8 and 17. There you go.
Now, Columbus came up big in that game against the Detroit Red Wings, and Zach Werenski won it on the shootout. And Rick Bowness, I don't know if you guys saw it, when Werenski won it, they had a camera on Rick Bowness, and Rick Bowness did not look. He looked down at the bench, and when the guys cheered, then he turned around and cheered.
Did you see the other thing? Zach Werenski didn't want to go because in overtime, the laces on his skate got sliced.
Oh.
And he's like, guys, I'm on one foot.
He still did it.
Oh.
He did it.
Standings as of January 25th. I pulled them up. So we have the exact stats. The Red Wings did lead the East in a tie. So they didn't lose it. They lose it on points percentage, but they had the same amount of points as the Carolina Hurricanes on January 25th for first place in the Eastern Conference.
Unbelievable.
Like, look at that.
Unbelievable.
Oh my
and
God.
they're gonna miss the playoffs.
They were one of 7 teams to have 60 or more points. They had 69, and they're not.
But it's not over.
Crazy.
In league,
it's not over.
In league standings, they were 3rd overall.
Holy
They were ahead of the
shit.
Wild, the Lightning, the Stars, the Sabres, everybody. Right? It was Carolina, Colorado. Like, you're ahead of the Wild and Stars? What?
Wow.
They're gonna miss. Ottawa's too good.
So now the Red Wings currently are in, if you look at the wild card, it's the Bruins with 96 points in 79 games. Ottawa 78 games played, 92 points. Blue Jackets 78 games played, 90 points. So they're 2 points behind the Sens. And the Detroit Red Wings, because of last night's loss, 89 points in 78 games. And I want to bring this up because this is quite the tweet. Jim Costa, who is a morning show host at 91.7 or 97.1 The Ticket in Detroit, he said, I realize the Wings can't be eliminated in their next game on Thursday. The earliest they would be eliminated is on Saturday, which is their final home game on Fan Appreciation Night on the 100th year celebration season.
That could be boo territory.
That's potential. That's like Leafs level of catastrophe. That's not something I'm used to from the Red Wings.
It could also be heroic.
They could, and that's the thing. They're not out.
They're not out, but the vibes are catastrophic. They're really bad.
I think the Larkin injury hurt them so much.
Well, obviously.
Yeah, but it can't.
I was
going to
bring him up when we were talking about Jack Hughes.
Yeah.
Like, man, the Wings falter when he's out.
Like, that's a good excuse if you want to not make wholesale changes, but they need wholesale changes. It's the competitiveness.
And you said it in the last show with the Todd McClellan's clip, right?
Yes. It's in these moments they wilt. When they need these victories, they never pull out these games. And that is a roster problem. That's a player issue.
As a Moritz Seider fantasy holder, Jesus. the guy had, I think it was an assist. It was either 3 shots or 3 hits. He had 8 blocks.
That's a lot of blocks.
In that friggin' game. Like, he's an animal. He's been incredible all season.
They win?
They did not win.
I'm glad your fantasy team got a good player, but I'm looking for W's for the Detroit Red Wings.
I had Seider and Werenski. It was sick. That was a great game for me and me alone. But unfortunately, not the Red Wings.
I think they are missing a lot of pieces there in Detroit, and it's on Steve Yzerman if he's gonna still be around past this season to build a new core.
That D-core is still just a world of hurt, I think. That's not good. And what did they pay for Falk?
You mean in the trade?
Yeah.
They did that at the deadline.
An unprotected first-round pick.
This season?
Yep.
No, stop it right now.
No, they didn't.
Yeah. No, they didn't.
No, click on his name. Prove it to me. I don't.
Why isn't everyone talking about it?
They are.
Because it's
they
not,
are
well, they are in
talking
Detroit,
about
but they're not Toronto, and it's not as funny. Toronto's just funnier. You know that.
Well, I do know that, but holy Santa Claus ball.
And listen, St. Louis's pick would be in the mid-teens. It's not going to be 6th overall like the Leafs will be, clearly. So it's not that funny. It's a little funny.
You never know, man.
Oh, Detroit's not going to fall that far. I guess they could win and move up a little bit.
Yes.
But you have to be, don't you have to be top or bottom 10 to have a shot at the first overall? So you could still fall.
Oh, I don't think they're going to give away McKenna or anything, but
in the Justin Falk trade, the Detroit Red Wings acquired Justin Falk and they moved off of Justin Hall.
Good.
Steve, give me this last name.
Buchnalikov?
Damn.
Yeah, I'm going with that. And a first-round pick.
You're so wrong. It's Buchelnikov.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Thank you, Steve. A 2026 first-round pick, unprotected, and a 2026 third-round pick that the Detroit Red Wings had from the Sharks.
Oh, boy.
They have an unprotected first-round pick going to the Blues this season, and they're going to miss the playoffs.
Oh. That's crazy.
Oh.
And they're going to get the Sharks, and the St. Louis Blues get the Sharks third, too. That's pretty solid for them. Hey, Doug Armstrong not looking so bad, huh? Not that he's coming to
How is this?
That's over.
And you know why this was overlooked is the Red Wings make that deal. We don't even like at that. What? Okay, here's what I would like to know. What were the standings on the day of the trade deadline?
I will have to
because they gave up a first, and we're all like, yeah, all right.
Well, they should have bought.
Perhaps not for Falk,
but we didn't expect at the beginning of March that they would be playing the way that they are. I mean,
Red
I don't know
Wings
what they were on. Can we look?
The Red Wings were third in the Atlantic, 35-21-7. They had 77 points. The Columbus Blue Jackets were the first team out of the playoffs with 72 points.
So yeah,
now,
of course you.
They're 5 points clear of a playoff spot.
Let's look at the warning signs. 3-5-2 in their last 10. They've played 63 games. Go look at the 2 wild
and
card
the goal
teams.
diff.
Goal diff. But look at oh my God, the Habs were in the wild card. they had played 2 fewer games, and the Bruins had played 2 fewer games. So
And
would the Blue Jackets, so would the Sens.
But
and the
you're
Flyers. if
you're
you wanna
Steve
put them in.
Yzerman, and you say we were in first place late January. I gotta do something to bolster my team. I'm gonna go out and get Justin Falk for an unprotected first.
And it's a
Yeah.
minus. Their goal differential, by the way, was a -4.
That's a bad move.
A first-round pick is something you give up when you think you're a contender.
When you're the Avalanche, you're the Stars, you're the Wild, you're
Yeah.
the Lightning.
You're the
know what you are.
2025 Maple Leafs.
It's not
Right?
well. It's a last ditch effort,
Right.
At a dying era, but oh boy, this move was to stop the bleeding.
Yeah,
It's not to bolster a contender.
totally.
Sheesh kabibbles, that's a bad one. Wow. Look at the regulation wins too. 29 for the Lightning, 31 for the Sabres, 24 for the Red Wings. The warning signs, I didn't pick up on them, but they were there. Oof. Oh boy, that's bad. Could still make it.
Mm-hmm.
They're not
Still
going
make
to.
it, and then no one cares.
They're not going to.
I don't think they're going to, but oh boy. Oh,
The Sens just need to win a couple games, and I think they will.
they really did blow it. Oh my
Yeah.
god, man.
I
Tough.
want to say this too. Columbus is up on them, which is kind of crazy.
Third period of what could be the most boring game of all time. It's the Leafs, it's the Caps, and neither team cares. It's actually good for the Leafs, though. They're losing 3-0 right now, and that's what we need. The tank is on, and it looks like the Sabres have taken the lead. Oh, no. This is not what we need. We need the Rangers to win. Toronto Maple Leafs currently sitting 26th. If the Rangers win and the Leafs lose, well, they'd be closer in points. But let's be honest. It's not looking good for our Toronto Maple Leafs in the tank fest. I don't love it. I hate it, in fact. And what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Show those odds, Maddie. It's a Bally Bet Wednesday night game, and it's unfortunately not the most electric game we've ever seen in our lives. But, listen, not every game can be great, but the chat can be, and you guys have been awesome tonight. Sometimes, if you're going to go down together, you go down together and you hold hands. You go, you know what? We're all sinking in this together. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. Alex says 2 NyQuil and 1 nighttime Benadryl. What could happen? Oh, God. I don't think doctors recommend that. Please don't do that. I don't think 4 out of 5 doctors would say yes to that. Nurch says, I use this chat to practice guitar, so I have some white noise. Well, listen, we're happy to provide that for you. I mean, listen, if I could be the white noise in your world, I don't know if there's a better compliment you can give me. Hockey Kid says, I haven't kept up with that much, but I thought the Leafs didn't have any first-round picks for the next draft. So what's the point of tanking if they don't get a top pick anyway? If they tank this year, it's a top 5 protected pick. So they would get their pick this year, but not for 2027 or 2028. If they miss that this year, then they will have a pick in 2028, but not 2027. But they've got Colorado's first-round pick in 2027. So they do have a first-rounder. It's just not their own. Does that make sense? They won't be going after any high-profile restricted free agents, that's for sure. Yeah. Anyway, what happened? Berube in, and now this legendary team is garbage. What gives? Well, you see, that could be part of it. I don't know that it is, but it could be. Based on his deployment, it's definitely part of it. Maybe play Austin Matthews as not a depth centerman next season. See what happens. Listen, Sheldon Keefe might be available. Let me ask you, chat. If Sheldon Keefe is fired by the New Jersey Devils, number one, I want to ask Devils fans, do you think that this is Sheldon Keefe's fault, what's happened this year? Number two, if Sheldon Keefe is available, Leaf fans, would you want him back, or do you want to go a new direction like Bruce Cassidy? I'd be fine with either, honestly. I'd be totally fine with Sheldon Keefe going back. I never hated Sheldon Keefe. I thought it might be time for a change, but I never hated the guy. People are saying, no, Adam, it's not Keefe's fault. No thanks. Bring Keefe. No thanks on bringing Keefe back. Are you crazy? Was Keefe that bad? I didn't think he was that bad. What was wrong with Sheldon Keefe? Lightning legend Sheldon Keefe. That's right. Don't you forget it. I think he played like 40 games for them. Tyson Barnett, I consider Keefe. Keefe knew the issues, and he could coach 69 goals out of Austin. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Oh, according to Leafs PR, Brandon Carlo, lower body, and Dakota Joshua, upper body, will not return tonight. The Leafs have lost 3 players in this game. 1 goalie, 1 defenseman, and 1 forward. Dakota Joshua and Brandon Carlo, as you just heard, but also Anthony Stolarz in the first 3 minutes went down on like a routine play, and he looked to be in some serious pain, couldn't put any pressure on his knee. He even like, when people are so hurt that they like swing their feet like a toddler, like it looked like that. It was really uncomfortable. Stolarz has had both of his knees rebuilt over his career. My hope is that it's nothing serious, but it sure looks serious. Cantankerous Games, get your Flyers jersey out, Adam, yet? Let's effing go. Buddy, the Flyers are a friggin' wagon right now. They got to make the playoffs. Like, they can't fumble this. You can't set us up for a Cinderella story like this. Like, think about it like this. The Pittsburgh Penguins are going to play their first playoff games in a couple of years here. And Sidney Crosby, when he takes the ice in round 1 at PPG Paints Arena, is going to be playing the Philadelphia mother effing Flyers. It's perfect. Exactly the team he should be playing. Josh says, we'd like for the Leafs to finally be trying. Yeah. We'd like to try to actually bottom out. That would be nice. I don't think they're doing that. The time to do that was a month ago. Now it's just, I don't know. Listen, Berube, the guy, I think he's a really good person. Berube, the coach, I'm done. I've seen what I need to see here. This is over. And off we go. And the protest line, Ilya and Alexei playing out there. Alexei playing center, Ilya on the wing, and Tom Wilson joins them. 19 feet of man, 700 pounds of man. That's a big line. Nylander carrying the puck. It's just around, really. Not going anywhere in particular. 19:33 left in the third period. Here we go. If the Leafs do get a top 5 pick in this draft, I don't give a shit about 2028. I'm fine. Give that pick up. Who cares? I'm so pumped if they do it. I'm so pumped. Francois LaBelle says, I am stuffed to the gills. Stupid YouTube filter. Good for you, buddy. Happy for you. Buffalo is going to beat the New York Rangers tonight. 5-3, empty netter. Thank you, Mr. Spock, for letting me know. I'm sad. I'm actually really sad. I was kind of hoping that could happen, but no. It could not. This game's gone relatively quickly. It was a 7:30 start. It's 9:39, and we're already into the third period, doing well here. Rabich says the Leafs will get the number 1 pick. It's in the script. Yeah, that would be nice. But no, I don't think that's what's going to happen. Wow. Logan Thompson, low-key, is having a pretty darn good game tonight. Like, I can't hate. Nurch says, Adam, what series are you streaming? I am streaming whatever series the Oilers are doing. And our good friend Steve Dangle, maybe you've heard of him, he's going to be doing the Montreal Canadiens. Because it kind of makes sense, right? He did the Montreal Canadiens in the 2021 playoffs. Only makes sense that with the Leafs out, Steve's going to do the Canadiens again. And it's going to be fun. Would love for that to be a Montreal-Buffalo series. I think that would be super cool. Because, like, Tampa feels they've got it. Tampa, I feel like, needs to play Boston, which would also be a 6 series. All 3 of those teams are tied for number 1 in the division right now in points. So it's going to be a race to the end, although I guess the Sabres just won, so they're at 104 points. I'm hoping for a Montreal-Buffalo series in that first round. There's just something would be really spectacular about that. Both young teams, both super pumped to be there, both like dying every time they get on the ice, I think that'd be incredible. Leonard with a shot. That goes over the blocker of Joseph Woll. Luke says, Adam, how's Kingdom Come Deliverance 2? Are you enjoying it? I am, but it's really hard, and I don't know what I'm doing. I died in like the first mission because I fell off a cliff, and I didn't know how to heal myself, and I kept bandaging myself up and eating apples, but that didn't work, and I don't know how to get healed in that game. It's really confusing. So because that game doesn't really hold your hand, right? It's sort of like, here you go. So I'm learning it, and also the dialogue is so intense at the beginning of this game that it's almost like Red Dead Redemption 2 Chapter 1, where you're basically talking the whole time. I've met the minstrels, though, and they seem like they're going to be fun. I hope they're recurring characters. It is a hard game, and I can't believe how quickly you can blast through an hour on that game. Like, you could look at your watch, and all of a sudden it's 2 a.m., and you're like, I just need to do one more mission. But no. I might play it when I go home tonight. Robertson gets the puck. Man, the Leafs just can't get anything past. The Caps are running their show a little bit here. Leafs can't get anything past the red line. Like they can barely clear the puck. Is there a penalty coming? No, there is not. J-Max, the Flyers have 5 NHL right wingers and they need a goalie. Think the Leafs trade happens this offseason? Personally, I would go after Tyson Forster. Thoughts? I don't think goalies get you much, and I definitely know that Leafs goalies don't get you much. Maybe Joseph Woll could, but I mean, even when Linus Ullmark was traded, Korpisalo went back the other way, and yes, there was a first-round pick involved, but like goalies do not get you much. And then if you trade Joseph Woll, is Anthony Stolarz going to be okay? And can Anthony Stolarz play any more than 25 or 30 games in a season? If not, then why wouldn't he carry 3 goalies? I think you need to know that Akhtiamov can play at the NHL level. I don't think you know that yet. Hildeby, I think, is ready. I think they're carrying 3 goalies next year. I don't think it makes sense to trade anybody yet. Tavares out there with Riley. There's a comment in the chat right now. Leafs totally checked out right now. It sure feels that way, doesn't it? It sure feels that way. Now, .52 left in the third. Let's see what happens. 17-17 are the shots. It's a painful game. It is. But you know what? We're here and we're watching it together. We're doing this together. And in a couple of weeks, it's going to be you and me in the playoffs every other night. And the other nights that I'm not on, Steve will be. Let's go. You know? That's what I love. That's what I'm excited about. Cowan with a shot. Tavares can't keep the puck in. Man, the Leafs just cannot get anything going on offense. Viper says May 5th draft lottery. You know I'm going to be streaming that. I've streamed the last 2 draft lotteries, but I think Steve and Jesse are going to join me on this one because this will actually matter. This will very much matter. Ian Ball says, may the 4th be with us on the 5th. Amen to that. Man. Somebody else said Panthers top pick for sure. Has to be. Joe Pipple says the Flyers are going to go after a 1C, Adam. They're thrilled with Vladar. Well, that's great. And they should go after a 1C. I just don't know who's going to be available for them. If you're the Flyers, do you take a risk on Elias Pettersson? That's an interesting one, right? He'd be very expensive for a very long time. But what if the 100-point player is still in there? Oh, Protas in with the other Protas. The Pro tie. Protas. Nyes. At the blue line. Back to Ekman Larson. Ekman Larson kind of holds. 14:22 left in the second period. Yanni Havisto says, if we can't get Lawton back next year, in that case, I hope LA goes to the playoffs and we get our second round pick at least. Yeah, like I'm cheering for LA to make the playoffs. We want that second round pick. I'm desperate for a second round pick. We need more of those. The Leafs need to start drafting a lot more. 14 minutes to go in the third. Look at the crowd, by the way. That is a Toronto crowd that doesn't give a poop. Look at that. Look at all those gold seats empty. I think, listen, if you guys are desperate to go see a Leaf game, I don't know why you would be. It's a horrific product. But you can get tickets at like 40% their actual cost. It's kind of nuts. It's shocking, actually. Blue White Flame, Adam, do you honestly trust this front office to draft well? I didn't trust Brad to draft well, but Mark Leach is the guy that they hired from Dallas, and he's the guy that found all those amazing Dallas Stars players. I actually think their scouting department, pro and amateur, is strong. I think the Leafs' biggest problem in the last couple of years is they haven't listened to them. Like, you can hand all the great information to these general managers that you want, but if they don't listen to you and they don't give you any draft picks, well, you're sort of out, right? There's not much you can do. Now let's talk about this, and this is really important. It is your Bally Bet Wednesday nighter. All right, download the Bally Bet app and register with the promo code Go to the Net. That's the promo code. It's Go to the Net because go to the net. Make your first deposit, choose a bet, submit a wager of at least $10. If your bet wins, you'll get a bonus based on the odds of your wager. Odds greater than or equal to -500 to +300, receive $50 in bonus bets. Odds greater than or equal to +300 to +900, receive $200 in bonus bets. Now, if you're crazy, if you're out there and you're going, you know what? I feel dangerous. A +900 bet greater than or equal to will receive $400 in bonus bets. So join Bally today. Link is in the description. This is void in Canada, but Ontario residents. Ontario residents, do we have something for you? Just click the link and find out. It's exciting. Giggling Cat. It would be so funny for the Cats to get the first round pick, but Zito would have to go on witness protection and move to Finland until the draft. Yo, man, the city of Vancouver would be so mad. They would be so mad. They deserve this. Like, let's forget your hopes and dreams. The city of Vancouver deserves this more than anybody. And if they don't get it, I'm going to be mad on their behalf. Straight up. Straight up. The Trash Panda. Steve isn't doing any Sabres games, LOL. I mean, he might, but he's doing Montreal. Because there's that history there with the Montreal Canadiens, right? So I definitely think that will be fun, and I hope it's going to be Sabres Canadiens in that first round. As much as it would be cool for one of those two teams to win the division, a Montreal versus Buffalo first round would be just the sickest, and that's what I'm rooting for. Hayden Matheson, producer Hayden, says, kitties are fast asleep on my legs. I'm locked in. Hayden's getting ready for the playoffs, too. He's got his Minnesota Wild, and he's probably going to have to do a lot of Edmonton games with me. Get used to the rest, Hayden. It's not going to last long. Maddie's going to be doing streams. We got a lot of streams coming up. Basically, every single night for a couple of months, we're doing playoff streams. And don't forget, Jesse's going to be picking marquee games, too, to do. Some Western, some Eastern. It's going to be amazing. Birch Tree said, I got a pizza because Adam suggested the grease. What kind of pizza did you get? You can't just say you got a pizza. You got to tell us what kind of pizza you got. We got to know. Francois LaBelle for the chat. Habs are exciting to watch, and it will be 4 series. Cup final, Habs versus Avs in their Nordiques jerseys. Guaranteed 25th Cup. Well, listen, the Avs don't play very well in their Nordiques jerseys, so I like those odds if you have to. Johnny Jackson said Steve should stream the Marlies playoff run. You know what? Not the worst idea, except that Marlies games are on, I think it's Victory Plus, and not a lot of people have that streaming service. It's not like they're easy to watch. C-Libs, if the Panthers get the first pick, Billy Zito has connections with the Mafia, and Gary's worried about sleeping with the fishes. Listen, I'm all chaos. So Panthers, listen, Canucks have deserved this. They've earned this. Canucks fans deserve this. I saw that Canucks Clay canceled his season tickets. This man lives and dies by the Canucks, but he's so fed up with them. Potentially, though, they can reel him back in with a Veerhoff or a McKenna. I would bet that, I bet the Panthers pick in the top 3. That's what I think it'll be. That's what I think happens. 12:03 left in the third. Shots are 17-17. Let's be honest. There's not a whole lot going on in this here game. Not a whole lot happening. It's, what's interesting about this game, and not a lot is interesting about this game, is the amount of people that are still in the arena to watch it. Like, I think the major knock on the Leafs this year, it's not just that they weren't winning, it's that they stink to watch. They're not fun. It's not been a fun couple of years. At least last year they were winning. They weren't exactly fun to watch, but they were winning. This is rough. This is just, it's a bad entertainment product. It's gone stale. They're going to have to do something about that. Domi crosses center. Ekman Larson to Nyes. I believe the Leafs have one shot in this period. One shot. Sedin Magic 15. I'll be more mad than Steve was in the David Ayres Nashville 9-2 videos. David Ayres and Nashville 9-2 videos if the Panthers get the first round pick. But I know Giggling Cat's going to be thrilled. Cat the Cats fan, who is one of the nicest Panthers fans out there, let me just say that, would be hilarious. And you got to love it. You got to love it. You got to go. You got to think, let's go chaos, right? Nylander, shot. And that puck goes into the netting. And nobody in the audience even seems to care. Viper said somehow the shots are tied at 17. Both teams kind of know how this game's going to go. I would like to see one Ovi goal, though. Yeah? Can we see an Ovi goal? Jesse's at this game, by the way. Leafs have allowed the most shots per game in the NHL this year. 32.5 shots per game allowed. So Washington needs to pick up their socks because the Leafs allow, most of the time, way more shots than this. The Leafs have lost a goalie, a defenseman, and a forward in this game, if you guys didn't know already. Anthony Stolarz went down within the first 3 minutes. He just made a routine save with his left leg, and it looked like he popped something in his knee. He's had both knees reconstructed over his career, so I'm assuming that ain't good. Brandon Carlo left with the lower body injury. And weirdly enough, Dakota Joshua and Rasmus Sandin got tied up in like a weird hit. Sandin actually apologized to Joshua for it, but I don't think he meant to do it. Anyway, Joshua went immediately off the ice, and he is not going to play the rest of the game. Deb Beneke dropping 5 SDPN memberships. Shout out, Deb. Let's go. You know what? Probably a good time to tell you about SDP VIP, which we recorded today. Comes out Friday morning. What is it? What is SDP VIP anyway? It gets you an extra episode of the Steve Dangle podcast every week, but we don't talk about hockey. We just talk about other stuff. And anybody with a green name who is in this chat right now, they are VIP members, and they get to listen to this every single week, and you might have a lot of fun listening to them. And the great thing about it is that we've got a couple of years of doing VIP, so you can go back into the archives and listen to every VIP message that you need. And you know what's cool? You can also become a VIP ad-free member. So SDP VIP is $4.99 a month. You can go to the next tier, which is every single SDP episode. No ads, ever. No ads. And you get it several hours earlier than the main show. So you will listen to the show that everybody listens to, but you will listen before everybody gets to listen to it, and you will get no ads, and it's $6.99 a month. And you can also sign up for that on Apple Music, where if you actually sign up on Apple Music, you get a deal. You can, the first year, I think you can get it for it's less than the overall cost if you sign up for a year, which is kind of neat. So you can rip us off and you can get yourself just rip off the Steve Dangle podcast on Apple Music. Spotify doesn't allow that, but you can still obviously sign up on Spotify and become a member there. Listen, if you don't want ads and you want to be hardcore, also helps small business like ourselves. I will say that. We appreciate all of our members. And it also gets you access to a really great community. The comment section in the VIP episodes, always great. And look at all the people who are backing me up. Lot of people loving the VIP because they're fun. It's fun. Shatza says, I'm not signing up. Well, fine. We'll miss you. And you're missing out. But you do you. You don't need to sign up. Maybe if you hang around long enough, you get yourself Deb just dropped 5 SDPN memberships. Maybe one of these days you'll get lucky and it'll drop to you, and then you can get it for the month and try it out. Tyler says the Steve does a great trumpet impression. Anybody who's a VIP member knows exactly what he's talking about, but I will not ruin it. I will not ruin it. Oh, up front! Joseph Wall with a big save. 8:45 left in the third. Leafs still somehow managing to get a couple shots in here and there. They've only got 3 in this period, maybe 4, but Natalie Drake dropped another SDPN membership because why the hell not? Francois LaBelle says SDP is the best pot and VIP is 33% more SDP. There you go. Giggling Cat dropping 20 SDPN memberships. Let's go, Cat. And now you guys can just try it. Hopefully Shazats or whatever your name was, you get one of those so that you can now join. But go Giggling Cat. Thank you, Cat, the Cats fan. We love you. My goodness, Cat. Hey, Cat, are you going to stay up late and watch all the Oilers games with us? Because you're on every stream, and I just want to say I appreciate you. And I want you to come. Since the Panthers aren't playing, might as well come hang out with us. In fact, Sedin Magic 15, I know you're going to be there. You've been there since 2024. We got our regulars that come in, but we're trying to grow Gripper Nation. Make it a place that everybody wants to come in for. And the Oilers series is going to be sick. I can't wait. We get our good friend Leon Draisaitl back. It's delicious. Playoff MVP, Leon Draisaitl. One of these days, he's going to get a Conn Smythe. Pretzel Hunt says the chortling feline. Haha, that's funny. Josh says, Adam, can you make a case for Ferrari truly competing this season in F1? Yes, easy, no problem. Shatza88 says, I'll join 100%. Thanks for the content. I will join. Shatza! Let's see you join, Shatza. Come and hang out. Seriously, it's fun. Giggling Cat said, I had to move to the desktop. I don't know why mobile doesn't let me buy memberships. I know you're not the only person that said that. I don't know why. And yes, I will be online and to root against McJesus because I'm bitter. Oh, so bitter. Hey, you beat him, but still, you should be bitter. Yeah, I get it. Josh, to get back to your question, can I make a case for Ferrari truly competing this season? Yes, they already are truly competing this season. I think some of the races haven't really fully gone their way yet, but I would say the Ferrari's big X factor is they went with a smaller turbo engine, which means at the beginning of every race, they're able to pass a bunch of cars because they're going to have a better start than anyone else on the grid. And as long as Charles and Lewis can get a car that is a little bit quicker on the straightaways, they're good in the corners, a little quicker on the straightaways, which I'm sure they're working on right now. They should be able to go toe-to-toe with Mercedes all season long. And I think McLaren's going to be in there too. Mercedes is the best car, no question. But I think Ferrari's right in there. I honestly, this is the happiest I've seen Lewis Hamilton in years, since 2021. So I think there's a chance. Francois LaBelle, 5 SDPN memberships. Let's go, baby. It's Just Sand 11 says, me and my mom have watched your guys' streams together since 2024. That's amazing. That's what we're trying to build here. I don't know, when we started doing these all the time. Oh, there's the Stolarz injury for anyone who didn't see it. We should at least talk about this. Look at him. He is in serious pain there. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's in serious pain. That poor guy. Anyway, I do think that, what was I saying before? Jessica says, yeah, it sucks. You can't get your gifted membership while you're on mobile either. Really? What is it with that? That's so weird. I don't know if it's a YouTube policy thing. I don't know anything about that. I don't understand. Anyway, sign up for the extra content. And I love that people come in with the streams. You know that I've got my My wife's grandmother, who's 94, watches these streams now too. And she's not even the biggest hockey fan, but when we put Steve on at the cottage once, because my mother-in-law loves watching these streams as well, and they're always very, very supportive. They might even be watching now. And sometimes when I say foolish things, they're watching, and they don't bring it up later. They just kind of leave it, which is very nice of them. But my grandmother-in-law, 94, name's Joni. She will watch these, and she thinks the chat is like the most fascinating thing that she's ever. She's like, this is crazy. And when you explain it to somebody of that era, of that age group, they're like, I don't understand what the hell that is. But then you show them, and they're like, wow, this is cool. Like, I love this. So I don't know. The streaming idea is still something that even advertisers, like people, really have a hard time getting their head around. But once they see it and once they see the magic of it, they get it. It just takes them a while to understand what's actually happening in these. Francois Labelle, I can gift memberships on my Galaxy phone. Maybe it's an Apple phone thing. I don't know. Nylander gets the puck stripped. 6:16 left in the third period. Mercifully left in the third period. Caps and Leafs have combined for a grand total of like 7 shots this period. Neither team has 20, but the Leafs might get their 20th here with Tavares and Nylander coming in. It's a 3-on-3. Tavares with the puck. Leaves it for Oliver Ekman-Larsson. A shot. I don't know if that made it through the net, but it did deflect into the corner. Cowan back to, it was supposed to be to Nylander, but Chychrun intercepts. Zoe York writes, recently the courts ruled in the app's favor and Google apps are easier to get updated and approved. Oh, interesting. Yeah, because I guess YouTube is a YouTube is a YouTube product. Oh my God. And there's a Caps player down in the corner, but he's up. I think that's Van Riemsdyk. Yeah, it is. And oh no, that was almost a 2-on-0, but Alexander Ovechkin, tried to get Ovi a breakaway there. It just didn't happen. By the way, the gold section is getting more and more depopulated. People just going to Union Station to get on the GO train and get the hell out of here. 5:01 left in the third period, and nobody wants to see this game. Eskibra says you have to opt in for gifted subs. I don't know what that means, but remember to opt in. Also, if you are an SDP VIP member, you get those cool emojis next to your name. CJ, Julian, Steve, Jesse, myself, Dangle Navy logo. There's plenty of other things. Darth Quater says, not being able to use PayPal for super chats and memberships is still the most annoying. I didn't know that either. I always whenever I drop them, I just use a credit card. Oliver Ekman-Larsson. To Riley. To Nylander, excuse me. Riley to Nylander. Robertson's out there. Back to the point. It's Cowan. Nylander flips the puck over to OEL. The Leafs have an empty net because why not? You know what? Empty net, and I think Yarncroke's out there. Yep, he is. I'm pretty sure. No, he's not. I'm lying. I think it's got to be Nylander. And here's the empty net goal. And it's Cole Hudson, brother of Lane Hudson. Big goal. That's his first goal in the NHL. Doesn't get much easier than that. Congrats to him. First goal in the NHL. And he looks emotional. Yeah, he's feeling a little emotional. Why did Berube pull the goalie there? Not that I'm not happy for Cole Hudson. I am, but like, why? VW Golf says, did I just win a free membership? Thank you. That might have been Francois Labelle. It might have been Deb. It might have been Giggling Cat, whoever it was. Always thank the person that dropped the SDPN memberships in the chat for you. Good for Cole Hudson, by the way. .348 left in the third. And Cole Hudson from Ilya Protas. That's Ilya Protas' first career NHL point in his first career game. Cole Hudson, his first career NHL goal. That's very special. That's a warm moment. If we couldn't get an Ovi goal today, we got a nice Cole Hudson story, and nobody left in the arena This is the deadest it's been. And listen, this arena is not exactly known for being a lively place, but holy man, this is bad. Oh, Greg says, I thought Cole Hudson already scored an empty netter. Maybe he did. Maybe I'm wrong. Here, I'll check. Cole Hudson. I thought that was his first NHL goal. I could be wrong. Oh, he's already got 2. What am I talking about? Well, Protus' first point. Easiest goal of Cole Hudson's career. Easier than even the other empty netter because he was all alone. Robertson's going to carry the puck up. We got Cowan. We got Robertson. It's pond hockey time. Let's go. Ovechkin is out there. Get Ovi the puck. We want to see an Ovi goal. Wow. Look, there's nobody left in this arena. This is bad. There we go. Robertson, let's carry it across. They got 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. VW Golf, how many people were in the arena? Well, they'll claim it was a sellout. But when the Leafs have to sell their tickets at Costco, you know times are tough. And they are selling Leaf tickets at Costco right now. I'm not kidding. We used to make fun of the Sens for that. Now it's us. Well. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Maddie's telling me that the sparsity of people in the crowd reminds her of her brother's GTHL hockey arena. Steven Lorentz, puck across the line. Oh, and Jacob Quillen is going to go to the box for an elbowing call. So now the Caps are going to get a power play? Or is it Leonard that's going? For tying up Jacob Quillen? Oh, I guess he is. I think Quillen hit him in that. I thought Quillen hit him in the head with the elbow, though. So Leonard to the box. 1:43 left. At least you're going to try to at least break the shutout or something. This is one of the most listless games I think I've ever seen them play. Francois LaBelle says, actual people in the arena, I'd say 2. It's a little more than that, but not much more. Zamboni Driver says, Pelly, we're not here to sell tickets. Costco, bet. That's funny. Yep. 1:43 left in the third. Domi and McMichael, power play for the Leafs. It's been bad all game, but hey, why not try to break the shutout? Do something. Max Domi. Down low, back to Max Domi on the half wall. Looking, shooting. And that puck, ooh, that actually hit a stick and could have been dangerous, but Logan Thompson's been pretty sharp tonight. Nate says, I see why Berube doesn't like Quillen. I don't understand. Why doesn't he like Quillen? I didn't get that. I didn't have a problem with what Quillen did there at all. I thought he was great. 88 seconds to go in this game. 88 seconds. Let's go. So it's Michelli, Robertson, Domi, Riley, and is that Robertson? Yeah. Michelli, Robertson, Domi. Yarncroke is on the power play, guys. You can't make this shit up. Callie Yarncroke is currently on the power play. What are we doing? Like, I know it's 3-0. I know the Leafs are going to lose. You're telling me you don't want to put Jake Quillen in there? Just give him a chance to do something? Are you flipping serious, Craig? Oh, it's pronounced Yarncroke? Yeah, okay. Thanks, Matty. I appreciate that. Look at that. Nobody in the arena to see Callie Yarncroke on the power play. I can't imagine why. Why wouldn't they stick around and see Callie Yarncroke, who is definitely playing in Sweden next year? Why wouldn't they want to stick around and see this? Man. What's happening there? I don't get it. 35 seconds to go. Will Callie Yarncroke break the shutout? Michelli to Domi. Domi in. It's tipped. Robertson. Oh, bummer. No Callie Yarncroke. 23 seconds to go. Ugh. Hockey Kid says, oh, wait, the game's still on? I'm playing tennis, and I heard so little about the actual game that I just gave up and left. Hey, we've been talking about the game. There's just not much going on. Boy, this team was bad tonight. And the game ends with a Cowan shot from the point that almost just whizzes by Nylander's head. And that's it. Game over. 4-0 Washington. The Leafs somehow outshoot them 21-20, and you made it. You survived it. That was game 79. The Leafs only have, I believe, 80, 81, and 82 to go. Am I wrong? No, that was game 78. Tomorrow night is game 79, and then they will have 3 to go. Never has 3 games felt longer. Holy shit. But hey, we are all here together. Did we have a good time, everybody? Woo! Woo! Anyway, listen, I'm going to wrap this up real quick. VW Golf, Adam, thoughts on Calgary getting that new arena built? It's good. It's good. The Saddle Dome was out of date when I was out there 12 years ago. Now it's really out of date. It's time. Love you all. I'm going to let Maddie go home. She's had a long day. Rob's had a long day. You've had a long day. Let's just call it a day. And I will see you next week for game 82, baby. Last game of the season. Leafs, Sens, you, me, April 15th. And don't forget, Steve's going to stream on Saturday, and we will have a new Steve Dangle podcast, not just today, which we had, but also tomorrow, because we have a bit of a wonky schedule this week. And we have a bit of a wonky schedule next week. We will worry about that later. But anyway, see you later. Love you all. Mwah, mwah. Thanks for hanging out. I really appreciate you being here.